Get ready for high school action on the place for local sports, The Score. Brought to you by Central Maine Community College. More than just a community college, over 40 academic degrees and certificates, and one of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Just go to cmcc.edu. Central Maine Motors Auto Group in Waterville, the dealer with no dog fees, where cars and trucks cost you less. Online at cmautogroup.com. By Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. Your building project partner, hammondlumber.com. Midstate Machine. Looking for a career? Check out the Machinist Development Program at midstateusa.com. Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Sales and service by a family that cares. Somerset Stone and Stove, offering quality gas, pellet, and wood stoves and hardscape products. 201 Tire, Battery, and Service, your tire and battery experts on the Augusta Vassalboro line. PJ Diggs, the excavation pros. If it's dirt, they do it. Renewal by Anderson, award-winning replacement windows and doors. Schedule your free consultation today. Assistance Plus, providing home care, behavioral health, and developmental services. Together, we can make a difference. Joseph's Market, Front Street, Waterville, famous for fine meats. The Harry J. Smith Company, 13 Sanger Avenue, Waterville, serving the Central Maine community for over 100 years. Computer Improvements, Water Street, Skowhegan, your headquarters for computer maintenance. Casella Waste, for your residential and commercial trash pickup. And by Dixon's Country Market in Benton, celebrating 10 years with 24-hour diesel service and the best takeout food around. Now, let's go live to Mike Violet and A.J. Knight.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose brush stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming. In the rocket's regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, home of the brave.
A stirring rendition of our national anthem to welcome you to Pete Cooper Stadium at Keyes Field in Fairfield, where today Sports Radio 1160 WSKW The Score brings you live coverage of the Class B North football semifinals between the Lawrence Bulldogs and the Gardner Tigers. I'm Mike Violet. He is A.J. Knight. Sean Packard is our videographer here this afternoon. A rare day game here at Pete Cooper Stadium at Keyes Field in Fairfield between these Lawrence Bulldogs, who might be playing their best football of the season coming into the playoffs in this game, and the Gardner Tigers, who bounced back after being blown out by Coney in the annual Coney-Gardner game and blew out Skowhegan by a score of 41-8 on Monday night. So, AJ, as I mentioned, Lawrence comes in really, as far as we've seen here, playing their best ball of the year.
Yeah, and they're on a 3-game winning streak. Skowhegan, Messalonsky, which was a big one. Of course, Brewer, their first playoff game. They've outscored them 137-20. And really, The Lawrence game, the Lawrence season, I almost feel like you could point to outliers while you can't say, well, if you take away that game. Leavitt, I think everyone just concretely agrees. Best team in the state. Huge shock they don't win a state championship, yada, yada, yada. If you take out the Leavitt game against Lawrence, who scored 62 points, and the Bulldogs still scored 32, in the other 7 combined games that the Bulldogs have played, they've allowed 56 combined points. 56.
Some pretty stark stats right there. That says a whole lot about this Lawrence team. And they are a smash-mouth, pound-the-rock football team that does not throw very much. I talked to John Hersom yesterday about how they were feeling coming into this game. First of all, both teams are really, really healthy, so that's a good thing. But secondly, I asked him, would it make any sense to change things up right now? And, of course, his answer was an emphatic no. So Gardner has won the toss. They have elected to defer. And so that Lawrence offense, which has been pounding and punishing all year long with their stable of running backs, we are going to get a look at them right out of the gate here this afternoon.
I mean, yeah, that we know what Lawrence does. Gardner knows what Lawrence does. Aliens on the moon know what Lawrence offense is. They're going to pack it in tight. They're going to have a bunch of running backs, and they're going to try and out-physical you.
You pretty much summed it up.
I will say, I do think that Gardner having that resounding win against Skowhegan that I know was beat up, but a Skowhegan team that this season is defined around physicality, and I think that's why they got Gardner the first time in the regular season, I think is a positive sign, but Lawrence obviously at a different level than a rebuilding Riverhawks team.
A very comfortable day to play. Temperature 55 degrees at game time. A cloudy sky, but the track is fast and it is dry, and there's hardly any wind, so the elements are not going to play a factor in this game today. As always, local sports on the score is presented by Central Maine Community College in Auburn, with over 40 academic degrees and certificates, and one of the best tuition rates in New England. Find out more. Find your passion. Go to cmcc.edu. So the Tigers will kick off. They are wearing their all-white uniforms, and Asher Nagy, their starting quarterback, will kick off, and back deep to return for the Lawrence Bulldogs. On the near side for Lawrence, it is Gage Martin. We'll see a lot of him today, that's for sure. In the middle, it's Gavin Wilson. On the far side, it's Preston Roy. So we are ready for playoff football. On the score, the Gardner Tigers and the Lawrence Bulldogs. It's a short kick. It's Wilson, the up man, at the 34, over the 40, and Wilson spins up to about the 43, perhaps the 44. So Lawrence with really good field position here to start things out. The Bulldogs have it 1st and 10, spotted at the 43.
Yeah, I think that's those 3 players in the back, big play. Patrick Roy, Gage Martin are fast, and Carter is the starting running back. Him with a head of steam is a tall task to stop.
Michael Hamlin, the junior quarterback, wearing number 7, for those of you watching our live stream. Starts out in the gun, goes under center now, and as soon as he does, and they shift, it's an illegal shift. And so a penalty for Lawrence right out of the gate.
Hamlin,
not the way you want to start a game.
Yeah, Hamlin a little bit confused himself there, but a ref said no, and a little bit of a surprise, maybe a little bit of extra juice for Lawrence at home for this one after the game obviously got delayed a little bit.
Lawrence, of course, coming off a bye week where they did not play last week, and I asked John Hersom about that. He said, we tried to make things as normal as we could, but it is definitely difficult when you don't have a game.
Yeah.
But one thing they did get is healthier, that's for sure. On first down, handoff, there it is, right up the middle of Martin on that dive play, but nothing there. Gardner covers it nicely. On the stick for the Tigers, Chase Burgess wearing number 33, and it's a gain of about 2. It will be 2nd down and 8.
One of these times, Lawrence is going to show that and run play action, and there's going to be a receiver 15 yards downfield by himself.
It'll be 2nd down and 13. Taking the penalty into account. Now we've got an official's timeout. Leaving the field, Evan Mishu, and coming on to replace Mishu is Eli Kruk.
Is there an equipment issue maybe?
Could possibly be.
Say, because the ref stopped the game.
Yep, 2nd and long. Hamlin in the shotgun, 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Littlefield goes in motion. Hamlin's going to run it. He has room. Inside, great cut, 50. 1st down, Michael Hamlin to the 44. Fantastic run by the junior quarterback with some great moves in the open field that I wasn't sure he had all the way down to the 44-yard line. By the way, the officials today Richard Nolan is the referee. Dick LaCase, the umpire. Back judge David Vayu. Side judges Rick Perry, Derek Beshard. Timer up here. My pal, Jared Hill. My father's old next-door neighbor. 1st and 10. Lawrence under center here for Hamlin. Tight formation. Lunt wide to the right. Man in motion up the middle. Martin, there it is. Martin with his speed. Look out, 30. He may go. 20. There it is. 10, 5, touchdown. 35 yards for Gage Martin and a score.
And one of these times, they said, they're going to run a fake of that and get a huge play action. But another one of these times, probably they'll score a touchdown because it works so often. 44 yards to the house for Gage Martin.
So Lawrence goes 2 plays. And they take it 3 plays, excuse me. Thanks, AJ. Mm-hmm. They go 57 yards for the touchdown. And here's Aaron Craig for the conversion. Snap. Good. Ball down. Kick up right through the middle. 1 minute, 12 seconds into this ball game. The Lawrence Bulldogs have already exerted their will. They've gone 57 yards in 3 plays, a 35-yard touchdown by Gage Martin. It's 7-0 Lawrence.
Yeah, again, that bread and butter play, right? The first time Gardner does a nice job stopping it, then you get a little play action with Hamlin, and he gets a big gain, and then that center just opens back up for the Bulldogs. And it's just a problem for Gardner because we talked about, 1, the physicality of Lawrence, but then 2, who do you stop? Hamlin can run the ball. Martin can run the ball. Wilson. Carter obviously is the starter. Roy, we'll see Santone. And then they have the Rocket Burnham, who very rarely gets to play.
All right, so Gardner smacked right in the mouth big time by Lawrence here. Braden Elliott back deep to return. He is in the middle. Craig will kick it off. Again, no wind at all. It's a very calm day here at P. Cooper Stadium at Keyes Field in Fairfield. Good crowd on hand, too. Here's Craig's kick, high and deep. And sending back Elliott all the way to the 10. To the 15, up the sidelines, and there's nowhere to go. Lawrence covered it well. And out of bounds is Elliott. They spot him out at the 25. So Gardner 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line for Asher Nagy, their sophomore quarterback, who was very good against Skowhegan.
Yeah, I think it was interesting, too, coming into a tough spot, obviously, because he didn't start the game against Coney, excuse me. So he's kind of starting late here.
So we will see Chase Burgess as well as a running back and a slot receiver. Nagy in the shotgun. Has a man in motion. Could be a jet sweep. It is a jet sweep around to Evan Mishu, and Mishu turns it up. He gets decked by Littlefield after a gain of about 4 on the play. Braden Littlefield on the stop for the Lawrence Bulldogs. We'll give him 3, so 2nd down and 7. 2nd and 7 wide receivers are Cody Dingwell. Owen Chadwick also will be out wide. He'll be in the slot. He'll also be a running back. Over to the sidelines, Nagy to get the play. Gardner uses the wristbands, so study hall going on. Now they're all set. 2nd down and 7. Nagy in the gun. Mishu goes in motion slowly. Handoff. Second man through the hole. This is Owen Chadwick, and Chadwick churns up to the 40-yard line. That's a 1st down for the Gardner Tigers. So Chadwick on kind of a mini jet sweep there. A 1st down run up to the 40-yard line. Gardner going sans huddle as they always do. They play on the go. And their offense definitely a little faster with Nagy playing quarterback. A receiver wide right, also a slot out there. Wide to the left side is Zach Christen. We saw him in the Coney game. He was good. And Gardner's lined up offsides. Ouch.
Yeah, interesting to see how that hurry-up offense will, if they'll hold to it throughout the game, because Lawrence's offense is just built around running the ball, so they're going to bleed clock and limit possessions. And so the tempo works if you can score, but if all of a sudden you're quickly in 3rd down, kind of putting your defense in a bad spot.
1st and 15. Wide to the right side for the Tigers, Evan Mishu. Wide to the left side for Gardner is Owen Chadwick. Nagy, empty backfield. Chadwick in motion. And they run a jet sweep to him to the right. Lawrence all over it. They smother it big time. In there on the stop for the Bulldogs. Big old Cam Stewart, the senior Hog lineman. And No gain. Well, maybe a gain of half a yard or so. We want to be charitable.
No, right? It's a loss of a yard.
Oh, excuse me.
35.
So we can't be charitable even if we wanted to be.
No.
So a loss of a yard. So it's second down and 16. Again, an empty backfield for Nagy. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Man in motion is Chadwick. Fake the jet sweep to him, flipping it over. The middle is picked off. This is going to be a pick six. It's Colby Neto to the house. Touchdown, Lawrence. Just wow.
First pass attempt, not to the right team, and Neto had so much space in front of him. What was it? What? High tides and green grass?
Green grass and high tides. You want to take a look at the replay and see if you can give me the approximate yard line he caught that ball? Because I could not see.
Let me check one more time, but I believe it was the 41.
Okay.
But we'll run it one more time here as they kick the extra point just to give you another look at it.
All right, so 13-0. Michael Hamlin looking at the sidelines, as you can see, with his palms up in the air. I don't know if they're missing a player or what the deal is. Well, how about a ball?
42. 42 yards to the house.
Right. So a 42-yard pick six. All right, Hamlin has a ball, has the tee, gives the ball to the center. And let's see if we can do this. Aaron and Craig out of the hold of Hamlin. Snap right on the money. Ball is up, and he drills it. 8:19 left in the first quarter, and the Lawrence Bulldogs threatening to knock out the Gardner Tigers early on. They lead it 14-0.
And that one, they started in stacks tight out on the outside. They stacked outside, and then they made the man in motion, and they run that little crossing route, and Neto was just standing there because that wasn't even his guy. But he was with the man in motion, and he just comes off as he was watching Nagy the whole time.
Yeah, I think that was a key example of somebody in the secondary reading a quarterback's eyes.
Yes.
And he read him to perfection. So Colby Neto, a 42-yard interception return for a touchdown. And the Gardner Tigers, in 3 minutes and 41 seconds, have dug themselves a 14-0 hole. Craig to kick off. Braden Elliott again deep to return. In the middle, wearing number 4, standing at the 10-yard line. Kick by Craig high, a little short. Elliott at the 15, up the middle, 20, 25, spinning, and that's the end of that. At about the 29-yard line. On the tackle for the Lawrence Bulldogs there was Cam Blodgett. On special teams.
Just how Lawrence has drawn it up. You get the ball to start, you go down and score, then you get a defensive play, even if it wasn't a pick six. This crowd was already going to be nuts. You knew that, and now obviously juiced even more.
So Lawrence has had one possession. They ran 3 plays, yet they lead 14-0.
Yeah.
First and 10 for Asher Nagy. Has 2 in the backfield. Hands it off. Turning up is Chadwick, and Chadwick just over the 30-yard line. Littlefield has been a menace today on defense, and he made the tackle there.
There's a couple of jet sweeps early that sort of seemed to find some space, but to this point, Lawrence is bowed up.
3 to the right for Nagy. Has a man in the backfield, that's Mishu, right beside him to his left. Calls for the ball, fakes the handoff. It's tipped. It's still caught, though. Downfield. Nice job by Cody Dingwell catching that tip ball. He was wide open, and it ended up that as being kind of a dying quail, but it died right in his arms.
Yeah, that one tipped and hung up there, and I thought, oh, this one's in trouble. But no, Dingwell was wide open.
He was wide open. Found a real seam there. First and 10, Gardner at the Lawrence 45. Movement, no flags down. Handoff to Chadwick. Chadwick around the corner. Chadwick is inside the 40 to the 38. So give him 7 on first down. It'll be second and 3. Maybe Gardner with a spark here. And they're going to play fast. Go ahead.
I was just saying, we've talked, Lawrence's secondary at times has looked gettable.
1 to the left, 2 to the right for Asher Nagy. Back to throw, looking left side, throws it, caught again. Dingwell high, but he comes down with it. And he has a first down at the 24-yard line.
Nice play. And again, they're Lawrence packing it in there, so their corners are playing in space. And Dingwell easy to just able to make that route. Wide open, high catch there, but plenty of space to make the catch.
Good thing there was nobody in blue in the area because Dingwell was primed to get crushed. But nobody was around. 1st and 10 from the 24. Gardner moving. Dingwell in motion, left to right. Snap, turn, handoff, up the gut. They go to Chase Burgess, the former quarterback, and Burgess drilled by Braden Littlefield at the 21-yard line. Give him 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Clock running here, 6:20 to go in the first.
He spun into some heavy contact there.
So Burgess right to the left of Nagy. 2, 3 to the left now, 1 to the right. All spread out. Going in motion is Mishu. Goes by the quarterback. Here's the snap. Back to throw. Nagy flips it left side. It is caught there in the left flat by Brady Davidson, the tight end, and Davidson to the 15-yard line. That's going to be shy of the first. Just ran a little curl there. And Nagy hit him right in the hands. After the pick, he has thrown some pinpoint passes.
That was a nice job defensively making a sound tackle.
3rd and 1. Trips left, 2 to the right. All spread out for Nagy. Has a man going in motion. They're going to run it? No, it's not going to be a jet sweep, and Nagy probably would have been better off to hand it off there to Burgess. Instead, he kept it, and he was drilled by Gage Martin, so we're going to have a 4th down play.
Yeah, I think that was a mistake. I think Nagy decided ahead of time, as opposed to reading, he was going to keep it, thinking that the defense was going to go with Burgess.
So, big 4th down play here early on for Gardner. 4th and about 2. Ball is at the 16-yard line. All right, let's see what Patrick Munzing has. He has 2 receivers to the right. Has 2 receivers to the left. Chase Burgess in the backfield right beside quarterback Asher Nagy. Lawrence only rushing 3. Nagy looking to throw.
Burgess
looking in the flat. Burgess is wide open, as A.J. said. He breaks a tackle. Has the first down at the 12-yard line. And that is a fine job there by Asher Nagy going through his progressions. And the safety valve was there, and he hit him for a first down.
As you saw in our replay here, Burgess goes off screen. Nobody goes with him for Lawrence. He's all by himself.
But that was a really impressive job there by Nagy, a young quarterback, a sophomore, really feeling it. 1st and 10 from about the 12. They run it. Oh, nowhere to go there for Chase Burgess. He was hugged, and not lovingly, by Gage Martin.
That did not look like it felt good. I think a nice job by Martin. He's got him up by the helmet, but I don't think any illegal contact.
No negligence.
Yes.
So we've got 2nd down, and we'll call it 13, backed up at the 15-yard line. Now clock running, 4:05 to go in the first. It is 14-0 Lawrence. You are listening and watching the Class B North football semifinals. Nagy sends a man in motion. That is Mishu. Direct snap, back to throw, looking left side, over the middle, and it skims off the hands of Dingwell. He ran a post pattern. He was there, though, and was open, covered by Braden Littlefield, but that play was there.
Yeah, he was there. He put that one up high. The other problem is you keep doing that. I think that was Roy was coming in from his safety spot. Dingwell was going to take a shot.
Yeah, it's going to happen if you keep putting the ball up there.
You got to protect your receivers, but it was there. Lawrence is playing tight inside the box, so their corners are out on islands, and they're given plenty of space.
So 3rd and 13 for Gardner from the 15, trailing 14-0 here in the first quarter. Nagy, Burgess in the backfield, back to throw. Looking left all the way, flips it out there to Burgess, but he can't get by the open field tackle by Cole Curian. He is to the 10, so we are going to have yet another huge 4th down play. But we have a flag down first. Wait a minute. A flag down in the backfield. It's going to go on Gardner, and John Herson indicates he wants the penalty. I think you might think about it a little bit, but he definitely was very determined to take the penalty because it would have been 4th and about 8. Instead, he'll give them an extra down. It is 3rd down and 23 up to 25. So let's see how this unfolds. Clock running, 3:35 to go in the first. It's 14-0 Lawrence. Gardner, a good drive here, but 3rd and 23. 2 to the left. Two to the right now as Christian goes in motion to the tight end right. The fake to Burgess, back to throw, over the middle, the flip is down there, it's caught! And just shy of the goal line is Zach Christian. What a great throw by Asher Nagy.
And Lawrence going to regret that decision because, Mike, I think you were right. You give him the fourth down instead. That goes for 24 and a half yards.
Plus you have a shorter field to defend as well if you decline the penalty. So they take the penalty, and on 3rd and 23, Gardner able to convert on a zipped pass by Asher Nagy to Zach Christian. Now a 1st and goal. Nagy back from the sidelines with the play. Has Burgess in the backfield with him. Calls for the ball. Turns. They're going to throw it. And it's almost picked off. A very lazy pass out in the flat. Looking for Christian. And I'll tell you, Asher Nagy is very lucky he didn't throw another pick six there.
Yeah, that one's an outbreaking route for the receiver and the corner, and that's full head of steam. He breaks one tackle.
1 yard, run the ball.
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought Burgess was going to get it. Don't get cute.
1 yard, run the ball. 2nd and goal at the 1. That stops the clock, of course. 2:38 to go in the first. All right, let's see what they do here. 2nd down, a goal to go. Burgess in the backfield. 2 to the right and 2 to the left for Asher Nagy, the sophomore quarterback. 2nd and goal at the 1. Mishu in motion. The turn. The give. Burgess crushed by Luntz. So they run the football, and it blows up, and it was blown up not only by Gavin Luntz, but also by Aaron Craig.
Well, the problem is, Mike, I think Lawrence knows what you and I know, too. After you throw that and nearly turn it over, they know a run's coming, and I'm going to guess 33 is going to touch the ball as well.
So 3rd and goal up to 2. Now in the backfield, it's Owen Chadwick to the left of Nagy. 3 to the left and 1 to the right. Christian is to the right. He's a big, tall target. Mishu goes in motion left to right. Nagy turns inside Chadwick, bounces, hit, and he is stopped. Lawrence all over it, and it's Braden Littlefield again, who is having an all-world game defensively, along with Aaron Craig. And the Gardner Tigers have had the ball here for about 9 minutes. And now they are going to call for a timeout.
Hard to believe is I'm going to show you the replay here again, but this is what set the whole thing up. They get all the way down to the 1 on this. 24-yard pass on 3rd and 23 down to the 1. Problem has been they can't figure out the 1 yard.
23 is fine. 1 is a story altogether different. So what we got now is another big 4th play, 4th and goal, probably at about the 1.5 yard line. So it's basically like going for 2 here.
Yeah.
In this game where the Gardner Tigers have had the ball now for about 9 minutes on this drive. This drive began at their 27-yard line, and they have moved the ball efficiently down the field, a good mix of pass and run, mostly pass. And now a huge spot in this game. Lawrence has smacked them in the mouth with 14 points. Gardner's responded nicely, but you got to score here.
Yeah, no, you absolutely do. And the problem is I think Lawrence has packed in the box. And so Gardner's had success because the receivers have been one-on-one and the corners have been giving them space. But then you almost throw a pick six on the first play at 1st and goal in the 1, and so Gardner gets a little gun-shy. And Lawrence again is saying, we're just not going to let you run the ball. All
right, Chadwick and Mishu in the backfield. Very tight formation as far as Gardner is concerned, and the left tackle jumped off sides. Oh, Tyler Turtelot jumped off sides. Awful penalty for Gardner there, their 2nd of the game. 3rd, excuse me. Thank God you're here, AJ.
3 for 20 now.
So 3 for 20. That's right. They had a holding penalty as well.
But they probably should, Lawrence. I mean, I guess you can still get out of it, but because now this becomes 4th and goal from the 7.
Yeah. So the job just got more difficult. Obviously, Gardner's going to have to change their thought process on a play. 4th and goal from the 7. Trips left, 1 to the right. The lone running back is Owen Chadwick to the right of Asher Nagy. Lawrence only rushing 4. Looking left. Nagy flips it up. It's incomplete. And Lawrence allows Gardner to drive down the field, have the ball for about 10 minutes. They bend but don't break personified And Lawrence will take over at their own 7-yard line on downs.
Now that, I think, again, Nagy had predetermined where he was going with. That was not going to score. Even if that pass is completed.
Got to throw it in the end zone.
You have to put that in the end zone.
Yep, especially when Dingwell's already gone up and gotten a couple, and you've got Christian, who's like 6'3", 6'4".
Well, I like using the tight end there, but let him go use his size. Go box out in the end zone. I'll throw you a jump ball.
Yeah, fade something. 1st and 10 for Lawrence. The turn, the give to Colton Carter. Carter outside, and he gallops to the 10. Near the first down marker, he almost went.
That was almost Carter for 93. That was almost Carter for 93. That's his first carry, and that was almost the greatest carry I think I've seen this season. Just a little bit of shoestrings, a little bit of turf monster stopped him.
So a gain of 9 for Carter. 2nd and 1. 2nd and 1 for Michael Hamlin and this Lawrence offense. Wide to the right side is the slot man is Proctor. Martin is the fullback. He gets the football. He's already broken one. He's not going to break this one. Stacked right up over right tackle, and talk about playing to the whistle. Owen Chadwick just making sure there. Also getting some help from Elijah Manning. That's right, Elijah Manning. Not that one. The other one. The one from Gardner. So they do get the first, though. Not by much, but they get the first down. So a little breathing room here for Lawrence. 38 seconds left in a very eventful first quarter here at P. Cooper Stadium at Keyes Field in Fairfield.
That's an understatement.
1st and 10 from the 16. Hamlin and I believe Gardner jumped off sides.
No, sideline
Nope.
judge said Lawrence.
Yep, you're right. And he's right.
I mean, he gets to make the call. I was with you. I thought it was Gardner.
Well, Lawrence guilty. So with 28.6 seconds left, they'll start the clock up. Let's see if Lawrence gets a playoff here. It'll be 1st and 15. Back at their 11-yard line. Clock now at 20. They should get this off. 1st and 15 from the 20. Hamlin.
Double handoff.
Yep, double handoff, and it fooled me, and it fooled the Gardner defense a little bit. A double handoff, and eventually it ended up in the hands of Wilson. Yes, I'll get it eventually.
I got you.
That is the end of that. You are my safety, that's for sure.
To your point, though, I thought that Wilson had a ton of space. There's a nice recovery because I think the Gardner tackler that tackled him was the difference between that short gain and a touchdown.
Still got 7. So we go to the second quarter. Again, an eventful first. The score at the end of one Class B North football semifinals. Lawrence Bulldogs 14. Gardner Tigers nothing. Back after this on the score.
Looking to begin or further your career in manufacturing and don't know where to start? Mid-State Machine is in need of CNC machinists at our Winslow facility, where we manufacture components for some of the most exciting industries: aerospace, defense, power generation. I'm Jeremy Stanford, manufacturing manager, and I personally want to invite you to come learn about the great pay and benefits Mid-State Machine has to offer. To apply, visit midstateusa.com. That's midstateusa.com, an equal opportunity employer. Come grow with us.
Central Maine Community College in Auburn. Over 40 academic degrees and programs recognized as some of the best in the United States. Nursing, criminal justice, forensic, psychology, IT, education, culinary arts, and so much more. Offering one of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Plus, a top-seeded national champion producing athletics department. Central Maine Community College in Auburn. Find your passion. Go.
2nd down and 8 for Lawrence. Line of scrimmage, their own 18-yard line after their defense. And we've got a flag down. This will be coming back as Hamlin keeps it himself after their defense defined, bending but not breaking. They literally allowed Gardner all the way to the 1-yard line and then pushed the Tigers back. But a flag down here just as Hamlin called for the snap. And our referee, Richard Nolan, looking for an open spot to tell us that it's illegal procedure on the offense.
So that's going to happen before. Okay, false. Yeah. So that play shouldn't even happened. Like they shouldn't have been allowed to run the play.
Yeah, it's a dead ball foul to me.
Yeah, like it stops before, obviously.
Right. So in any event, it doesn't count. So we go back to 2nd down, 2nd and 12. And the line of scrimmage is about the 14-yard line. Second down and 12. Twins to the right for Lawrence. Lunt is wide. Proctor is the slot. Rolling right, Hamlin throwing first time, caught by Martin, turns it upfield, 25-yard line, up the sidelines. Man, can he skedaddle. And Martin cruises up for a first down. Let's see where they spot him out of bounds. Looks like the 28. That's a gain of 15.
Yeah, I mean, and he's stout, too. Not only does he have speed, but he's built like a tree stump.
Yeah, he's not really big, but there's a low center of gravity,
Yes.
and he's pretty wide.
Yeah, I mean, right there, he just ran out of real estate. If he had probably another step inside more that he took that contact, he's probably down the sideline.
First and 10, Lawrence from the 28. Michael Hamlin throwing for the first time today. Carter goes in motion, inside handoff, that is to Wilson, and Wilson wrapped up by Chadwick. Also, Mishu there as well. Actually, the other way around. Mishu had the first hit. Chadwick cleaned up. A gain of a couple. Second down and 8. Monday, we will have Monday Night Football. The Messalonsky Eagles and the Coney Rams at 6 o'clock. Our own version of Monday Night Football here on The Score.
There's going to be points scored.
Yes, sirree. It's going to be like a pinball game.
Yes.
Lunt is wide to the right. On second down and 8. Here's Carter in the open field, and Carter smashes up. He gets stacked up by 6 or 7 Tigers, but not before he pounds ahead close to a first down. He's at about the 38-yard line. That's about where the stick is. We'll see after they spread him out here. And
they're going to eyeball it, I think.
Well, Nolan goes over, squints his eyes, and says, you know what, let's measure this. All right, we've got time for a game reset then, brought to you by Midstate Machine. If you're looking for a career, check out the Machinist Development Program at midstateusa.com. What a first quarter. Lawrence took the opening kickoff, 3 plays, 57 yards, 35 on a run by Gage Martin for a score. Craig with the extra point. Made it 7-0 as they stretch things out here, and they got it just by a little bit. And then a pick six by Colby Netto, 42 yards for a score. Craig with the extra point, 14-0 as we play here in the second period. First and 10 for Lawrence. Our game reset is brought to you by Midstate Machine. First and 10 on a Saturday afternoon in Fairfield, a rarity for sure. John Hersom told me on the phone yesterday the last afternoon game here was 2012.
Wow.
So it's been 11 years. Man in motion. They go fullback up the middle on the dive play. Martin breaks a tackle. Can't break the second wave, though, and he gets stood up there. Dingwell, yeah, that warrants a flag. The whistle had blown, and Dingwell kept on moving. So Martin gets a little bit, but Lawrence is going to get more on what I'm sure will be unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, they blew the whistle several times. Martin picked up roughly 3, and I think you're going to get 15 more.
So a personal foul. And the march begins. So unsportsmanlike conduct gives Lawrence a first down in Gardner territory at the Tiger 45.
And more importantly, you just give, do I think 14 points is going to be enough to beat Lawrence? No. But you also just let Lawrence extend their drive. About more clock.
You just made life easier for him, that's all. The turn the give to Carter. Carter rides his blocker, then goes to the outside where there's no one, but Dingwell ran him down. Dingwell really fast to the ball, and he also had some good help there coming behind him by Evan Whalen, a freshman, and they hold him to a gain of a yard.
Yeah, Gardner doing a nice job gang tackling. There's definitely been several times where Lawrence has looked like they've had these huge holes, and Gardner shut them down there. Another situation where Lawrence sealed well initially, but then as Carter tries to bounce it outside, they do a nice job recovering.
All right, second down, a long 8 at the 44. Play fake, Hamlin to throw. Rolling left side, flips wide open flat. It's Martin 35. Martin 30, makes a move, lost his footing, but still skips like a pond, like a rock over a pond, down to the 26-yard line. Man, he is a weapon, isn't he?
Yeah, well, the other thing, too, like you said, he splits this double team, but I think he gets a little bit too forward on his feet, loses his footing. Otherwise, that's a touchdown.
He is a game breaker for sure. Gage Martin, a senior, really getting it done for the Bulldogs. Martin and Carter in the backfield. Two of a huge stable of backs. Here's Martin again. Martin with room, 20. Martin doesn't go down easily. And finally, Mishu able to get him down. And they spot him down at the 19-yard line. That's a gain of 7. And Lawrence on the move now. Inside the red zone officially at the 19. Running clock, 8.5 minutes to go in the first half. Lawrence, 14. Gardner, nothing. Class B North semifinals. Full house backfield. Handoff Carter, right side. Carter breaks a tackle, and Carter to the 10. Should be goal to go for Lawrence right around the 10-yard line. A gain of 9. And the Bulldogs just pounding away at it.
And they just, again, it's relentless. The fresh legs constantly coming at you.
First and goal at the 10. The turn, the handoff. This is Wilson. Wilson smashes left side and gets hit by a wave of black, orange, and white. After a very short gain, about a yard on the play, popping up to make the play. Leading the charge anyway was Logan Crowley from the secondary.
There's a gaggle of Tigers there waiting for him.
Is that what they call a bunch of Tigers? A gaggle? Isn't that like
that's geese?
Geese.
I just like the word gaggle.
Yeah, I know. What is it? A pack? No, it's a pack of. I don't know. We'll have to Google that at halftime. Second and goal. The turn, the handoff. Here's Martin. This is his specialty. Smash! And he goes inside the 5 to about the 4. That quick hitter.
He popping off the defender there, and then, of course, 4 or 5 Tigers wrap him up, ultimately finally take him down. But
he gets to the line of scrimmage so doggone fast.
Yeah, it's impressive, too, when you think about how quick that handoff is.
All right, third down and goal at about the 3. Handoff Carter, right side Carter. Grab from behind, but not before. He gets to the end zone. Touchdown, Lawrence. Colton Carter. So Carter, a 3-yard run. Comes at the 4:42 mark of the second period. And Lawrence goes 93 yards for a score. Here's Craig for the conversion. Good job by Hamlin. That snap skimmed, and he grabbed it and put it down. Lawrence special teams, really, really good. And Craig drills it through. And with 7:08 left in the first half, the Bulldogs have extended their lead to 21-0.
Just whittling away. I mean, Gardner helps them. They were able to throw, but down the field, the defense makes a play, obviously, on the pick 6, and then also getting the stop on 4th down. But, I mean, this is what Lawrence does. Everyone knows what Lawrence wants to do, and they just whittle you down.
Today's game brought to you by the Central Maine Motors Auto Group in Waterville, the dealer with no dock fees, where Carson trucks always cost you less. Online at cmautogroup.com, one of our lead sponsors of local sports. We are always, always thankful to Central Maine Motors for stepping up and sponsoring so many things that they do in the community, including local sports. All right, Craig will kick off. This will be his 3rd time today. And back to return, Braden Elliott. He's the deep man wearing number 4. Chase Burgess will be on the near side wearing number 33. And on the far side for the Gardner Tigers is Isaac Marquis. Here's Craig. Squibbing it. Takes a bounce. Up man. Good job to get down there by Eli Kruk. He grabbed it. And Gardner with good field position. And again, I raise my eyebrows and wonder why you do that. Why do you kick short there?
Why do you ever bunt?
Okay, you know what? It's the same category for me. I mean, like I said last week, unless you've got like Billy White Shoes Johnson back there returning or somebody like that, Terry Metcalf. I know these are all old names you've never heard of, but
I've heard of Billy White Shoes Johnson.
All right, 1st and 10 Gardner. From their own 42-yard line, a late addition to the field for the Lawrence Bulldogs. Better late than never is Zeb Hanna. The turn, the give to Mishu, running left side, tries to square his shoulders. He did, but then it was covered well by the Lawrence Bulldogs. And again, in on the stop for Lawrence from the defensive line, Cam Stewart.
And Hannah did a nice job. He ran in there late, but Hannah did a nice job of staying wide so they couldn't get outside of him.
So a gain of 1. We have referee Richard Nolan stepping up, stopping the clock here. We're all set now. 2nd down and 9. 43-yard line of scrimmage. Asher Nagy. Pitch out to the right side to Burgess. Getting around. No, he can't. He cannot get around the grasp of Gage Martin, who shot up and stopped him at the line of scrimmage for no gain. It'll be 3rd and 9.
You know, we don't talk about that a lot, but how about the fact that these running backs for Lawrence also are key pieces defensively? Martin plays that sort of small rush in. Patrick Roy's one of the safeties. Wilson's a linebacker.
Two-way players who really can play two ways. All right. Study hall going on there as the wristbands being looked at. They're all set now. 3rd down and long. 3rd and 9 for Nagy. Trips to the right. Nagy looking left, goes out of the backfield to Burgess. Burgess going to have to make a move. He does get around Roy, and he is down at the 48-yard line. He did get around Roy, but shooting up from the secondary was Cole Curian to finish him off. So it is 4th down, and you're down 21-0. I guess you roll the dice here. So they're going to, with 5.5 minutes to go in the first half, they're going to go for it. One of the many 4th down plays they've had here in the first half. Not much success.
No.
4th and 3 from the 49. Nagy in the gun. Trips tight to the right. Nagy calls for the ball. Going to throw it over the middle. Lobs it down, and we've got incidental contact and a good no call there by the officials as Curian getting hung up downfield with the intended receiver, Brady Davidson.
Yeah, no, there should have been a flag.
You think?
It should have been on Gardner. That tight end literally had his hand and shoved him down.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Ultimately, it's a turnover for Lawrence. But if there was any, either way, it results in Lawrence getting the ball. Ultimately. But that tight end literally put his hand out there on Curian and pushed him to the ground.
It was not a love tap. 5:13 to go in the first half, and Lawrence takes over in Gardner territory at the 49 of the Tigers after an unsuccessful 4th and 3. Lunt wide to the right. Carter in motion. They hand it to him on the sweep. He avoids a tackler and ends up getting a couple of yards. Flying in the backfield, almost blowing that up, was Zach Christen, who's now leaving the game after he was catapulted to the ground. And Carter makes something out of nothing there. He got 2, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, good to hold him to a 2-yard game, but those are the plays you're Gardner as you're still trying to fight to stay in this game. Man,
got to stop him here.
Would have loved to get, you do. You would have loved to get Carter in the backfield, too.
2nd down and 8. Carter goes in motion, play action fake. Hamlin rolling left, wide open, but he overthrows Martin. It hit him on the fingers. Wide open. Michael Hamlin would like to have that one back.
Yeah, the pressure there, I think, made him want to put that up a little bit higher. Martin's got an angle. That's, again, possibly a touchdown, depending if he can break a tackle. But you had him.
So 3rd and 8 from the 47-yard line of the Gardner Tigers. Colby Netto coming into the offense. Lucas Proctor coming in as well. Martin and Wilson checking out. Let's see what Lawrence offensive coordinator Ken Lindlof has up his sleeves. Or sleeve. Maybe just one. Wide to the right, Lunt. Proc to the slot. Hamlin in the gun. And now John Hersom doesn't like this and takes timeout, and you can't take him with you, so why not take a timeout and be sure. 4:34 remaining in the first half. Lawrence 21-0 over the Gardner Tigers.
I think that Gardner's had some success moving the ball. I think it's been a little bit self-inflicted injuries. The pass, I think Nagy's gotten himself in trouble when he has predetermined seemingly where he was going to go with the ball. I think the interception was that. I think on the 4th and goal he had predetermined he was going to go to the flat to his tight end. That has caused them some issues.
All of a sudden, it got really quiet here, didn't it? It's almost like a golf tournament.
Everybody was listening to our broadcast while the timeout was going.
I don't think so, but that's a nice thought anyway.
It is a reminder that if you want to go back and look at the broadcast, or you're trying to find a way to stream the video live, YouTube or CentralMaidSports.com or 1160thescore.com, all of them free. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Absolutely, and of course the vault is always open. At CentralMainSports.com. Any game that we ever do is there, along with score lights and much, much more. They're also on our YouTube channel. Again, go and subscribe. Central Maine Sports on YouTube. All right, here we go. 3rd down and long. 3rd and 8. Lawrence operating at the Gardner 47-yard line, leading here 21-0. Fake pitch, back to throw Hamlin. Downfield looking for Lunt. He's right there! Makes the catch! And Gavin Lunt to the 10.
Faked it. I don't think Gardner really bought on it. They just were playing against the run.
Michael Hamlin could not have delivered that ball any better than he did. That was a perfect pass. And it's goal to go for Lawrence. 1st and goal at the 9 as Lunt hauled it in. Outstanding catch by Gavin Lunt. Boy, he is a good football player.
Yeah.
Good athlete. 1st and goal. Hamlin rolling, looking wide open. End zone. Touchdown, Proctor. An ice cream cone there. Hamlin to Proctor. And it's 27-0.
Yeah, wide open, I think, after throwing the big pass play. They did not think that Lawrence was going to go back to the well again, and went back to the well they did.
Comes at the 7:58 mark of the second quarter, and Lawrence goes 49 yards on a short field here. The conversion by Craig is up, and it is good. He is a perfect 4 out of 4 today. And with 4:02 to go in the first half, the Bulldogs have blown it open. It's Lawrence 28 and Gardner nothing.
Kind of feeding off their defense. Again, Lawrence, I think, in every game except the season opener against Bangor, where everyone we've talked to, Mike, has said that it was just a weird week for Lawrence. Bangor hasn't really played out that well this season. But everybody we've talked to since said that was a weird one. Every game except that, Lawrence has scored at least 27 points.
Yeah, I mean, that Bangor game, as I look back at it now, and I went and checked the stats on it yesterday, and Lawrence just must have played awful. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
And, since that time, other than the Levitt game, where they still scored 32 points.
Yes.
I mean, let's not discount that. And I was chatting with a couple of observers, shall we say, yesterday online, and to a person, 3 different guys told me that Lawrence, not only they thought was going to win Class B North, was going to win the whole thing in Class B.
I mean, I think they've given Levitt their best game, and everybody agrees Levitt's the best team in the state.
Levitt is ready for the NFL as far as a lot of teams are concerned. Here's Craig with a high deep kick, and Elliott takes it at the 17 to the 20 to the 25. Stutter step there, gets through the first wave. Whoops, the ball came out. The ball came out at the 36. Who's on it, white or blue? And it looks like it's white. So Gardner retains the football and dodges a bullet there.
Close one. I mean, you already have a turnover that directly led to points as a pick 6. Gardner, I'm going to say it again, Mike, because it's true. Gardner has then that opportunity to double up because they're going to get the ball to start the second half. So 28-0 looks a lot different if you can score to open the third.
Yep, they deferred. Yeah. All right, Asher Nagy with quadruple receivers to the left. Now Dingwell in motion. They fake the jet sweep, the throw inside. Good reception there by Neto on the slant, and Neto veers up to the 42, maybe the 43. Give him the 43. So it'll be second down. Actually, give him 6. It's second down and 4. I'll make my mind up here. 3.5 to go in the first half. 28-0 Lawrence. Twins right, Twins left. Nagy calls for the ball. Has time. Flips it. It's caught. No, Mishu, little bit behind him. Couldn't haul it in. Incomplete at midfield. Roy and Littlefield on the coverage there, but he was open. Little behind him. And so it stops the clock. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Monday Night Football on the score. Messalonsky hosting Coney in the other Class B North semifinal game. Game time 6 o'clock Monday. We'll have live video and audio from Oakland. Again, 1160thescore.com, centralmainsports.com, and go to YouTube to Central Maine Sports and please subscribe. 3rd and 4 for Nagy. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Nagy back to throw, pressured. Flips a little screen to Burgess, and that's covered beautifully by Hanna, but I think it's enough for a first down. Certainly they're going to go for it either way.
I think his knees went down early. I don't think Gardner necessarily got a bad – I mean, it's way, way short.
Yeah, it's 4th down and about the length of the football, but they are definitely short. There's no doubt about that. That is literally right on our sight lines here. 2:50 left in the first half. Tigers would love to get one and then get the ball back to start the second half and try to double up. Fourth down, another big fourth down play. Nagy still, and it's a good call here to get the timeout. You can't take him with you. Let's be sure about this. This is a big spot here because if you don't get this, you're going to give Lawrence the ball with about 2.5 minutes left.
Yeah, no, I mean, you potentially go from being in a position, like we said, to double up and make it 28-14 and feel like, okay, we're back in this, to potentially putting the second half in running clock to start.
So fourth down for Patrick Munzing. And this Gardner Tigers offense at the 46-yard line. They need to get about the 46.5-yard line.
Yeah, I'm watching that replay here as you were recapping. I think they got a good spot. I think that because of the tackle, Burgess went right down onto his knees, and that's about where I think the ball was in his hand.
Here we go, fourth and about the length of the football. Nagy in the shotgun has 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Single setback is Chadwick. Here's the turn. Here's the give, and it is a first down after a good second effort there by Chadwick. Preston Roy had him low, and the spot is right on the line as far as I can tell. Again, we are literally looking right at it here down the line, and referee Richard Nolan wants the chains.
Yeah, I mean, it show you the replay here. We got a little bit off angle, but if you watch, the initial contact is a great job, and then I thought the same as you as he leaned forward, so he got it, but the thing to remember is his right arm's out past the line, but it's in his left arm, which, of course, is tucked back a little bit more. Patrick Roy, move! Patrick
Whoa.
Roy.
Just by about the nose of the ball. I can see it. Preston Roy's in the way, but I can see it. It was the nose of the ball. I mean, it was that forward stripe where the stick went down. So they get the first by the hair of their chinny chin chin. 2:22 left in the half. It's 1st and 10 now for the Gardner Tigers at the 47-yard line. They have 1 timeout remaining. Nagy with 3 to the left this time and 1 to the right. Single setback. Nagy calls for the ball. Going to run it. They run it inside and Mishu. Interesting call there, given how they have flung it around here in the first half. Not much of a gain. A gain of only about a yard. Cam Dostey on the stop. Big number 66 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I feel like Gardner's spreading out Lawrence, and they think they can run the ball, but Lawrence has just decided I think they just don't trust the consistency of the Tigers' passing game, and there's 7 in the box.
Yep, 2nd down and 8 from the 47 of Lawrence. Play fake. Nagy to throw it over the middle, lobs it up there for Dingwell. He makes the catch, and he breaks it wide. He's going to score! Dingwell goes all the way, 52 yards, and the Gardner Tigers are on the board. It is 28-6.
That one, I think, you get a smidge of luck there. Is that one, again, Nagy's putting those passes up, and his receivers have kind of had to go make a play. But Dingwell does a nice job grabbing that, and because it's sort of out of position, is now able to get behind the defender, gets enough of a little shove from his teammate as well to open it up.
So Dingwell, a 52-yard catch and run. Here's Nagy for the conversion. The snap is good. The ball is down, and Nagy just got it over. And with 1 minute and 33 seconds left in the first half, the Gardner Tigers have dented the scoreboard on a 64-yard drive and a 52-yard pass play from Asher Nagy to Cody Dingwell, and it's 28-7.
Got an opportunity here, but for Gardner, of course, the next part of Mike, cannot give up any points, cannot give up big plays to end this half.
You got a chance to double it up exactly the way, I mean, you can go back if you want to and debate the merits of giving Lawrence the ball on their home field in a playoff game to start the game.
Right.
But if you're going to do what they did, they've got a chance now to double up and actually get back in this game.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because, again, the other thing, too, is less so for Lawrence, right, because they don't pass the ball a ton, so I don't think rhythm is as much a factor for their offense. But the other thing is, potentially if you can stop them here, go to halftime, come out and have a drive, you let that offense for the Bulldogs sit for a little bit.
So how about this? Michael Hamlin is one of the return men. He's back there with Gavin Wilson. That is interesting for sure.
You smelling a lateral? You smelling a lateral?
The Music City Miracle. Are you familiar with that play?
I am. Tennessee.
All right, Nagy. He's not going to get a chance to do it. It's Wilson at the 17, and he goes down.
Interesting.
Wow. Didn't even try to advance it any further. Not sure if that was an attempt to save time on the clock or what.
Be my guess.
But that's got to be it. So 1st and 10, Bulldogs 23-yard line their own.
Because Lawrence still has 2 timeouts, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to guess that's the case, and I think they're going to come out and fling something.
All right. Braden Littlefield's coming in the lineup for the Bulldogs. Hamlin over to Kenny Lindloff. Some last-minute instructions, and the junior quarterback ready to go. 1st and 10.
We haven't seen Littlefield too much on the offensive
side. Not
side.
offensively, no. He's a defensive
so.
guy. He's a stud defensively.
Yeah, so they make some changes, obviously, as Wilson and Martin come off.
Yep, Lunt wide to the left. Proctor's the slot. He's got a touchdown catch. Carter to the left of Michael Hamlin in the gun. 1st and 10 from the 23. Quick little flip to Carter. Carter stood right up. Nowhere to go. Outstanding job defensively by Owen Chadwick. Got to be a little bit careful there. Motor running a little bit too much after that play. So Lawrence not really playing with a whole lot of speed here as the clock keeps running, 1:07. So we thought they might come out and chuck it around.
I'm surprised because they put Littlefield in. He had that lead block and kind of got shrugged off, and that's how Carter got tackled so quickly. And then, like you said, very nonchalant now.
Lunt wide right, Proctor the slot. Hamlin in the gun. Littlefield goes in motion. This normally means run, and that's exactly what it means. And Michael Hamlin with really nowhere to run to, but maybe he does. Reverses Hamlin to the 30, and he is to the 35-yard line, wraps up that football tightly, has a first down with 35.7 seconds left near the 40-yard line. He picks up 17. Talk about making chicken salad out of chicken you-know-what there.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was like, oh, okay, he's going to get sacked. He's going to take a loss here on this run.
Yeah, and they're going to let the clock run
and
out.
That's going to be the half.
He got out of bounds with 35.7. So now, 61 yards away from the goal line. Do you start to throw it? Again, Luntz wide right. Proctor is the slot. Colby Neto is wing left. Hamlin's going to throw it right side. Little bubble screen there, sort of, to Proctor. Spins up to the 45. A gain of about 6. And Lawrence takes timeout. So a timeout with 30 seconds left. Coming up at halftime, brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company. We'll take a look at scores. Of course, we've got field hockey coming later today with Coney playing and Skowhegan playing and Dexter playing at Lewiston High School. We'll have scores there, scores from last night. There were games played last night, and football scores from around the state at halftime today as well.
Yeah, because was the field is 11-1-3? Is that what it was for the CBNA state championships?
Yes.
11-1-3. Yes.
Yep.
So somebody already probably decided.
Somebody's got a crown.
Yeah, somebody got the plaque. Oh, by the way, speaking of field hockey state championships, we were very lucky to run into the Skowhegan AD when we were in Messalonsky on Thursday.
That would be Mr. Brian Jones.
Mr. Brian Jones, and I asked him the question that everyone's been wondering: how many times have you expanded your trophy case because of field hockey?
Right.
And he said the last AD built it a few years ago.
John Christopher.
And the top row is basically all field hockey stuff. So they haven't expanded it since.
There's got to be a field hockey room built in Skowhegan eventually. All right, 2nd and 4 here. 30 seconds left from the gun at the 45. Hamlin loads it up. Nobody's open. Now he's forced to run. Oh, he just got it away. Oh, and it hit the intended receiver, Neto, right in the hands, and he dropped it at the 42. Hamlin was ready to get belted, and he stayed in there and delivered it. And Neto, who, of course, has a pick 6 today, could not hang on.
Yeah, he wanted Carter on the wheel route. Credit to Gardner for sticking with him. I think he still could have given him a chance. That was Manning, a nice heads-up play there to stick with Carter. Credit to Hamlin as well for going through his progressions. He delivered a catchable ball. Neto just let it go through his hands.
Yeah, chest high, and it hit the shoulder pads. You've got to catch it hands there instead of the pads. Tough ball to bring in that way. So Incompletion, 22 seconds left. It is 3rd down and 4 from the 45-yard line. Hamlin under center here. Lunt wide to the right. Going in motion, Carter. Pitch to Carter. He's going to throw it. Going to throw it. No! Is it a fumble? Is it a forward pass? Is it a fumble or a forward pass? It sure looks like a fumble. We're going to have it on replay.
I think that was a fumble. I think he just stood there, standing.
Not even a tuck rule call, just a flat-out fumble.
I think that was a fumble. I think he absolutely got popped on that one.
So Gardner's got the ball with 15 seconds left. They're going to have it at the Bulldogs 45. So this game just got interesting-er.
Wow. Trying to get you're Lawrence here, I think you're trying to get just a little too cute.
So they pitched it to Carter. Carter was looking to throw it. Looked like nobody was open, and then he fumbled the football. So here's Asher Nagy with a chance. 15 seconds left in the half, 1st and 10. Coming in motion is Elliott. Play fake to him, the lob left side, and that is picked off by Hamlin. Michael Hamlin scoots out of bounds, and that will probably finish the first half because I'm sure after that fumble that John Hersom is going to have him take a knee.
Yeah, I don't know there's miscommunication there because he just kind of put that up there and there was nobody there.
So Hamlin with the pick. So 2 interceptions by Lawrence in the first half. Got a player down?
I think 63.
Okay, so down for the Gardner Tigers is Keegan Kimball, a junior. Up, though, that's good news. By the way, you'll recall during the Coney-Gardner game, Trevor Barron went down and was taken off the field on a stretcher. Trevor's fine, by the way. He's back in the lineup. Just a uniform change. That's it. He's feeling okay. So that was good to see and good to hear. So Hamlin with a pick. Neto with a pick here in the first half. 2 turnovers. Lawrence has 1. The Carter fumble just a moment ago. So in the turnover battle, it's 2-1 with Gardner turning it over twice and Lawrence once. And it looks like Lawrence will go knee and finish this half off here with 8.7 seconds left. Get Hamlin under center. Snap, knee, half. That's it. It's been an eventful first half for sure. The Lawrence Bulldogs off to a flying start. They scored on their 3rd play of the half, then right after that on a pick 6, and just 3:41 into the game, they led it 14-0. That lead has grown to 28-14 here at halftime. It is the half in Fairfield of the Class B North football semifinals. Lawrence Bulldogs 28, Gardner Tigers 7. Halftime brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company is next on The Score.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Dependable sales and service for over 50 years. We are located on the Waterville Road in Skowhegan. Sales and service by a family who cares.
At PJ Diggs, they know septic systems. Maybe your existing system is failing or it's a new house lot. You need new installation. Call PJ Diggs. They can bring their site evaluator to design the right septic system. Headed to camp? Ditch the outhouse for a newly installed system. How about a septic system for your campsite? Imagine your own private campground. Already have a septic design? PJ Diggs can install it for you. Call 431-4299. That's 431-4299. At PJ Diggs, they know septic systems. 131 Hinkley Road, Canaan.
Over 30 years ago, Paul and Jonna Bowen set out on a mission to help aging Mainers stay in their own homes. Assistance Plus grew from their passion, dedication, and integrity, where clients come first. Today, Assistance Plus serves not only the elderly, but clients with developmental and behavioral health challenges. Assistance Plus, here for you today and through all points of your life.
Casella Waste. You see their trucks everywhere all the time. That's because they're out taking care of customers like you. Roll-off dumpsters, they've got them 15 to 50 yards. And they're in your neighborhood picking up the trash so you don't have to worry about it. Weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly from 2 to 10 yards. Casella Waste will also deliver portable toilets when and where you need them. And they offer septic services. Call to learn more about Casella Waste. 872-8257, 872-8257 for Casella Waste.
For us, it's a family business that is steeped in tradition. You know, our relationship with Waterville goes back a long ways. Over the years, we've been fortunate enough to grow, and we've been able to grow with the town. We look at the work that we do as something bigger than just the sale of a car or the servicing of an automobile. We're here to be a part of something bigger than just ourselves by giving back to the community with our time and our energy, because it's all about taking care of people.
I came for a visit and I just fell in love with it.
They just want to see you be you and just excel.
There's a lot of opportunities here.
It really gives me time to figure out what I want to do with my life.
It's a good stepping stone to get to where you want to be.
The tuition is definitely part of what brought me here.
You know, credits transfer, that's huge, especially for a community college when you're trying to figure out what you want.
CM's the best place. Honestly, it's the best place. You got to be here to experience it.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight back here at P. Cooper Stadium, Keyes Field in Fairfield. Halftime of this Class B North football semifinal game. Lawrence Bulldogs with a big lead. They lead at 28-7, and that big lead started early. Lawrence took the opening kickoff after the Gardner Tigers deferred and kicked off to Lawrence, and they took it over at their own 43-yard line and proceeded to go 57 yards for a touchdown. 35 of it gobbled up on a run by Gage Martin. Here it is. Typical Lawrence. Quick dive play up the middle, and Martin doing what he does. He busted it, and he was gone. So Bulldogs led there 7-0. Then, after the ensuing kickoff, a pick six by Colby Netto. Netto intercepting Asher Nagy at the Gardner 42-yard line. Here's the lineup here.
Gardner down in this corner in front of the defender here, stacked up. As you see, Netto moves in and steps out. His man comes in motion, and what happens is they're going to run this crossing route, and he's just not going to go with his guy, and he jumps that route.
There he goes. He went 42 yards for a score. Craig's conversion made it 14-0, just 3 minutes and 41 seconds into this ball game. So talk about getting punched right into the mouth. Then Gardner took the ball over after the kickoff, and they took it over at their 27. No, check that. I forget which drive started. It might have been their 27. Almost a 10-minute drive. They had the ball almost 10 minutes, eventually worked it down to the 1-yard line, had a first and goal at the 1, and went in the wrong direction. Things just did not work out well at all.
And the interesting thing was Lawrence Gardner.
They converted on a 3rd down and 23. This is the pass to Kristen that gave him first and goal at the 1. This is after Lawrence had taken a holding penalty. And if they had deferred it, here is one attempt to get it in the end zone. That's the 4th down.
The 4th and goal.
If they had taken the penalty, it would have been 3rd down and goal, but at about the 11-yard line. You would have had a shorter field to defend anyway. It worked out for Lawrence. It just took a little bit longer for it to work out. So we went to the second quarter. Lawrence put 2 more on the board, a 3-yard touchdown run first by Colton Carter that finished off a tremendous 93-yard drive by the Lawrence Bulldogs. Here's Carter's touchdown. He will sweep right and just push in. He just got enough and goes in from 3 for the score. Lawrence 21-0. And then the Bulldogs decided to go to the air. They worked the ball down the field after taking over on a 4th down at the 49-yard line of Gardner. And here's Lucas Proctor wide open for a touchdown.
That was after the big catch by Lunt, too.
Right. 28-yard. Yeah, Gavin Lunt with a great catch. And here is the Gardner Tigers touchdown, 52-yard pass from Nagy to Dingwell here.
You'll see this one a little high, but because of that, Lawrence gets kind of out of position, and Dingwell gets a little bit of a block there, and that's just enough to give him the space he needs to take that 52 yards to the house. And then, Mike, we've got the both teams traded turnovers coming up here to end our highlights here is Lawrence. Yeah.
A little cute here.
A little cute, for sure.
Pitch out to Carter. Carter looking to throw, and he just fumbled.
He got hammered.
He did. He got hit pretty hard there, fumbled. And then Gardner turned it right back over on this pick by Michael Hamlin on the Asher Nagy pass.
Yeah, Gardner accomplished what they wanted to do, which was keep Lawrence from scoring any more points because they're going to get the ball to start the third. But you get the turnover, you'd like to see if you could do something, and then just miscommunication.
Yeah, somebody did something wrong there. Either the wrong route was run or quarterback threw it in the wrong place. Halftime, by the way, is brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. Your building project partner, hammondlumber.com. Let's take a look at the scoreboard today, and we'll start off with field hockey. The B championship game is over, and the Freeport Falcons win. They beat Coney by a score of 2-0. So Coney, after pulling the upset over Belfast on Thursday, loses in the state game 2-0. The Cheverus-Skowhegan game is going on now, and let me just refresh the page here and see if I can get a partial score on that. No score on that as of yet. Meanwhile, the Winthrop-Dexter game scheduled to begin at 3 o'clock this afternoon. On the scoreboard in playoff football today, let's see. We've got in the 8-man small, South, Old Orchard Beach over Miranda Cook, 30-8. They are at halftime. It is Wells over Freeport at halftime in the Class D South semifinal. 42-0 is the score there. Class D South semifinal, it's Oak Hill 14, Winthrop 6. Winslow and Foxcroft Academy later. Old Town and John Bapst later as well. Last night in playoff football, the Class C South semifinals, the Cheverus Stags losing, beaten by Freiburg Academy. The score there was 34-15. Soccer last night. Lewiston and EL playing again, this time in soccer. Right. And Tom Karen from Nesson was there to host things, and it was quite a night. And Lewiston wins over Edward Little 2-1 in the Class A North semifinals. So the number one Blue Devils moved on. Camden beat Brewer 2-0. Mount View over Fort Kent, Class C North semis 2-1. Class C South semis, Mount Abram over Waynfleet 3-0. Class D North semis in boys soccer, Easton 2, Madawaska 0. On the girls' side last night, 8-person girls soccer, Rangeley over Pine Tree Academy 2-1. Class B North semifinals, it was Ellsworth 2, Madomic Valley 1. Cape Elizabeth 3, Greeley 0. Class B Girls South semifinals. Fort Kent over Central, Class C North semis 4-1. And today, last night, final, that's the final now, NYA over Halldale in the Class C South semis by a score of 4-2. So that's a recap of anything and everything today and last night. Again, all brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. Your building project partner, hammondlumber.com. Don't forget, this game will make it to the vault at centralmainsports.com, where you can always go and watch games for absolutely free. Just go to Central Maine Sports, click on Vault. This game will end up there, and the game we have Monday night. We've got Monday Night Football. ABC and ESPN have theirs. We've got our version coming up Monday night at 6 as Messalonsky takes on the Coney Rams. We'll have live audio and video on all of our platforms, 1160thescore.com, centralmainsports.com, and on our YouTube channel. Go to YouTube and subscribe to Central Maine Sports. 28-7, Lawrence over Gardner at the half. Second half's next on The Score.
Oh, please start.
You wouldn't allow your car to bypass its maintenance, would you?
Hey, Jen, would you look this up on your computer?
Oh, wish I could. This office computer is so slow.
How about your computer maintenance? Trust the pros at Computer Improvements. They can come on site or stop by, handling general maintenance, antivirus protection, hardware upgrades. And Computer Improvements can set you up with solid-state hardware memory, giving your operating system wicked fast response time due to less moving parts, so your day isn't like this. Contact Computer Improvements to schedule your service today. Computer Improvements, downtown Skowhegan.
201 Tire Battery and Service and the Goodyear credit card for all your auto needs with great benefits. 6-month financing when you buy $250 or more. Subject to credit approval, terms and conditions apply. Double savings on select Goodyear tires via mail-in rebate. Accepted at Exxon and Mobil locations nationwide. The Goodyear credit card, the complete solution. 201 Tire Battery and Service on the Augusta-Vassalboro line. Get yours. Apply now. Nothing brings people together like good food, so when you're cooking for the ones you love, why trust anyone but Joseph's Market? Joseph's Market is famous for their fine meats. Plus, no one makes sausage like Joseph's. They have 32 rotating flavors like Mexican chorizo, teriyaki pineapple, or spinach and feta. So there's something for everyone. You know, an apron is just a cape worn backwards, so be a superhero at your next cookout with fresh meat and sausage from Joseph's Market on Front Street in Waterville. Find them at josephsmarketmaine.com and like them on Facebook.
Notice the price of gas and oil lately? Thinking about a pellet stove? Pellets are a renewable resource that are economical, and pellet stoves don't have to be ugly or loud. Come talk to us at Somerset Stone & Stove. Let us explain why now is the best time to have your pellet stove installed. Wouldn't you love to have a gas stove or fireplace designed for your home? Let Somerset Stone & Stove design and install a Regency gas stove or fireplace that is just right for you. Let us customize your Regency gas stove or fireplace while you enjoy the beauty and warmth. Visit Somerset Stone & Stove in Oakland.
Randy Belanger purchased the Harry J. Smith Company over 7 years ago, knowing his customers expected the same quality service as they have always received for over 100 years. With 10 bays and 12 employees, we can have most of your repairs done the same day. Whether it's on your car, truck, or RV, we can handle it. Just call us and let us go to work for you. The Harry J. Smith Company, 13 Sanger Avenue in Waterville, keeping your vehicle on the road for over 100 years and doing it the right way.
Are you fed up with high prices at the pump? Do monthly utility bills drain your wallet?
If you're nodding your head yes, Renewal by Andersen is your best solution. They custom build and install weather-tight replacement windows and back them with a generous, fully transferable limited warranty.
Call now to schedule your free design consultation. Plus, take advantage of this limited time offer with incredible savings and attractive financing. Don't miss out. Call Renewal by Andersen today.
Dixon's Country Market on the Neck Road, Benton has it all. Sunoco gas and 24-hour diesel, plus a jam-packed store with what you need to grab and go. And so much succulent food. Huge sandwiches, delicious wraps, and hand-tossed fresh dough-loaded pizza. They have drinks, snacks, fresh meat and cheese in their deli counter, plus local Lively's products that won't cost you a lot of money. And remember those whoopie pies? Delightful, delicious Dixon's Country Market in Benton, supporting local high school sports.
Looking to begin or further your career in manufacturing and don't know where to start? Mid-State Machine is in need of CNC machinists at our Winslow facility, where we manufacture components for some of the most exciting industries: aerospace, defense, power generation. I'm Jeremy Stanford, manufacturing manager, and I personally want to invite you to come learn about the great pay and benefits Mid-State Machine has to offer. To apply, visit midstateusa.com. That's midstateusa.com, an equal opportunity employer. Come grow with us.
Central Maine Community College in Auburn. Over 40 academic degrees and programs recognized as some of the best in the United States. Nursing, criminal justice, forensic, psychology, IT, education, culinary arts, and so much more. Offering one of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Plus, a top-seeded national champion producing athletics department. Central Maine Community College in Auburn. Find your passion. Go to cmcc.edu.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Dependable sales and service for over 50 years. We are located on the Waterville Road in Skowhegan. Sales and service by a family who cares.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight, and our videographer, Sean Packard, back here at P. Cooper Stadium, Keyes Field in Fairfield. Gardner Tigers, Lawrence Bulldogs getting themselves stretched out and warmed up here as we get ready to go in the second half. The Tigers spent a little extra time in the locker room. I'm not sure if there was a strategy session going on or a motivational speaker was speaking, or maybe both.
Is that a motivational speaker who uses words that we cannot repeat on this broadcast?
I don't know Patrick Munzing's game. I'm going to guess that he's probably not that motivational speaker kind of guy. I think he's Not to say that motivational speakers can't be thoughtful, but I think his motivational speaking is different. Although he is a Maine State Trooper, so maybe he cracked the whip a little bit. I don't know.
Well, I think Gardner's had their opportunities because if you think about it, Lawrence scores a touchdown, Gardner throws a pick six. So you not only don't get any points, you directly give Lawrence points. And Gardner drives all the way down and fails, gets first and goal at the 1, and fails in 4 attempts to get it into the end zone. So there you had another opportunity. Lawrence goes down and scores. So now it's 21. And Gardner finally scores. Lawrence scores again. You get a trade of turnovers. I don't think Gardner really had enough time to necessarily do something, but I mean, they've had drives where they've had potential, but they've shot themselves in the foot.
All right, the good news for Gardner is they are going to get the ball to start the second half. They won the coin toss, deferred. Lawrence took it right down the field and scored on 3 plays, but Gardner will get the ball. So they did score late in the first half, so they have a chance to do the double dip thing. And it would behoove them to probably do that and totally change the dynamics of this game. For sure.
Yeah, I think Lawrence get a little cute there at the end. Not really. I mean, their defense gets the turnover right back, but not really. You're kind of scrambling to try and make something happen. Gardner does force a turnover. But this drive feels like it'll change the complexion of the game one way or the other because either Gardner gets back in it or Lawrence gets the opportunity to just kind of put them away.
Halftime of the Class A Field Hockey Championship game, 1-1 Cheverus and Skowhegan, to the surprise of absolutely no one.
Yeah. State rubber match. Because they've split state titles the last 2 years. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, not this year, because obviously Skowhegan lost to Messalonsky, but I believe they both ruined each other's perfect seasons the last 2 years also.
They did.
Yeah.
All right, the Lawrence Bulldogs ready to kick it off to the Gardner Tigers. Aaron Craig will kick it deep and back to return. Braden Elliott is in the middle. On the far side is Chase Burgess. Cody Dingwell on the near side. Craig usually gets a good high kickoff. He squibbed it once today. The wind, no factor at all. There isn't any. There literally is no breeze. Everything is as still as can be. Actually, it's a really good day to play football. 100%. No glare. Here's the kick. It's high. And it's Burgess at the 15. To the 20. Stutters. A stutter step, that is. And it made me stutter. I apologize. And we have a flag down. You could see right there in the vision of our shot from Sean Packard. The flag came out. So Burgess returned it to the 29. Let's see what the call is.
I'm going to guess holding because he tried to bounce this outside.
You are correct, sir.
There, I think Burgess would have helped his team out. He was trying to reverse field, but, you just get caught. Teammates trying to hold blocks there. And then the defender, of course, seeing the ball handler, tries to shift laterally, and you as a blocker have no idea.
So Gardner backed up. Let's see. It'll be at their 19-yard line. That's where this drive will begin.
That was the 5th penalty on Gardner, 45 yards.
That's not been helpful today either. It usually isn't. But when you're an underdog, no penalties and no turnovers, and they've turned it over twice. All right. Asher Nagy in the shotgun. First handoff goes to Mishu, and Mishu with a flag down in the backfield, thrown by the referee, and this will come back.
Gardner just really hasn't been able to run the ball. I think their first 2 carries of the game, they ran 2 jet sweeps, and they got solid yardage. Since then, Lawrence has seemingly decided, you guys want to pass, we'll give you a chance. We don't believe you can beat us that way.
And Lawrence will refuse this penalty. So they will take the play, which resulted in nothing but a loss of 4. So it is 2nd and 14. 2nd down and 14. Clock running here early in the third quarter. 11:35 remaining. Lawrence 28, Gardner 7. Asher Nagy to the sidelines to Patrick Munzing.
Maybe Lawrence learning a little bit of its lesson from the first time they took the penalty.
Yeah, they did. All right, wide to the right side for the Tigers is Brady Davidson. Trips to the left. Nagy all by himself in the backfield. Time to throw. Lobs it up, and it is incomplete. A lot of players there in a circle. That pass intended downfield for Kyle Duty. And, again, a lot of air under that ball. A lot of things can happen there.
Yeah, also not helpful that you have two receivers in the same area.
Spot. Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, Gardner is not what they wanted. He come out and already it's 3rd and 14 from your own 16.
Yeah, after scoring late in the first half and a chance to double up, 3rd and 14. Nagy back from the sidelines. A little study hall with the wristband. 2 left, 2 right. And the single setback is Duty. Nagy back to throw. Shoots it left side. It's picked off. Gavin Lunt stepped in front and returns it to the 5-yard line. Gavin Lunt with the 3rd interception of the game on Asher Nagy. Stepped right in front of it. Then a Gardner player, presumably the intended receiver, who I think was Kristen, got a handful of jersey and stopped him at the 6 officially. So it's 1st and goal at the 6.
Kristen could have been called for a horse collar. Got close to it, but yes, that was Christian. That was the intended receiver.
So 1st and goal at the 6. Full house backfield. The turn, the give to Carter. Carter sweeping right side, hit, and down he goes. Maybe a gain of a yard. The tackle made by Elijah Farias. And a gain of 3, 2nd and goal at the 3. Lawrence had a full house backfield with Martin, Wilson, and Carter.
Haven't seen Santone yet today.
No. So Max on the sideline. Have to take a look for number 20. All right, handoff. Wilson scoots in. Touchdown, Lawrence. Gavin Wilson, a 3-yard score. He gets on the board, and the Lawrence lead is 34-7. Talk about a short field, 6 yards on the drive.
I got to amend my statement because I feel like, and I wrote it, I didn't write it down in my pregame notes for this time, especially obviously we're coming off the Meso game. But early in the season, Lawrence's secondary I thought was gettable. They're against Meso and now against Gardner. They're turnover city.
Hamlin with the hold, Craig with a low liner, right through though. And with 10:28 to go, in the 3rd quarter, Lawrence has increased the lead to 35-7.
I mean, you got a team, a secondary that can force turnovers, and a running game that's going to bleed the clock and potentially put you in the lead. So the other team has to throw the ball. Good combination.
35-7. So Lawrence in the first half scored a touchdown after 3 plays and then a defensive touchdown. So they had 2 scores after they had run 3 plays from the line of scrimmage. Here in the second half, they have a touchdown after running 2 plays from the line of scrimmage.
Yep. This quick strike offense that everyone knows for the Bulldogs.
Indeed. All right, Craig ready to kick it off. Elliott in the middle. Burgess on the far side. Looks like Burgess will get it at the 14. To the 20. Turns left up the middle and buried. Under a sea of Bulldogs, Gavin Lunt on special teams having a game.
Also a big deal for Lawrence, obviously, because you win, you continue to play for, a North Region title state championship. But Lawrence wins and they host next week.
Right.
As the 1 seed in the North, in Class B North.
All right, 1st and 10. We'll call it the 26 of Gardner. Trailing 35-7, 10:23 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Nagy from the gun, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Dingwell in motion, jet sweep to him. Runs right and a wave of blue. Nowhere to go, couldn't square up at all. Dosty out there, Lunt out there, Proctor out there, all on the stop also. Just for the heck of it, Cam Stewart was there too. Like I said, a blue wave.
Yeah, for Lawrence, I think their defensive game plan has been solid. Early, they got burned on a couple jet sweeps, and they decided, again, they genuinely, depending on how many receivers spread out, they're packing the box with 7, and they're saying, Gardner, we do not think you can consistently throw the ball. And with 3 interceptions, they've been right.
Twins to either side. Asher Nagy. Back to throw. Flips it. Little middle screen, and it's read easily. Cam Dosty dropping Owen Chadwick. Boy, that is excellent play by a defensive lineman there. by Cam Dostey, reading that middle screen and giving Chadwick nowhere to go.
Yeah, it's also Chadwick needs to get a little bit deeper. He got caught in the scrum a little bit, but he make it easy for Dostey because Dostey's standing right there.
I mean, the ball was on the air like 3 yards.
Yeah.
Nagy to throw. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Slings it downfield, up for grabs, and it's hauled in. Good catch by Evan Mishu over the 40 to the 41-yard line. There is a flag in the backfield, however. Maybe he had a lot of time because there was a hold.
That was, I think, the initial indication. Let's see if it's defensive because they haven't pointed yet, but I'm going to guess not. Gardner's not walking forward.
Referee Richard Nolan talking it over. It is a face mask on the Lawrence Bulldogs.
Interesting.
I didn't catch it when we were live, so a face mask. And it is a big one. It's a 15-yarder.
Ooh, that's just Lawrence. That you're compounding issues there. You get him in 3rd and long. You give up 16 yards on a 3rd and 11, and now you give him 15 more freebies.
So a 31-yard play in the end. Trips right, 1 left. Asher Nagy operating at the 45 of Lawrence, trailing 35-7. Nagy's going to throw it. Throws it up. It's tipped. Up for grabs, and it's caught! Zach Kristen, a circus catch on a tipped ball that seemingly was up there forever. And it came down in his hands.
Wow.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Factual. That was, again, another high ball go up there, and it's catchable. That goes through the hands of Dingwell, but Christian, right spot, right place, right time.
1st and 10 from the 29. Twins right, Twins left. Duty the running back for Asher Nagy. Lawrence will rush 4. Slings it left side. Mishu started to run before he caught it. Preston Roy was right there. Also right there was Cole Kirian, but that ball should have been caught.
Yes, he lost an edge, too, which didn't help.
So it is 2nd down and 10 from the 29. Stops the clock, 8:17 to go. Monday Night Football on the score. Coney, Mesalonsky, the other Class B North semifinal, will be out in Oakland. Live audio and video. Live audio and video at centralmainsports.com, 1160thescore.com, and our YouTube page. Go to Central Maine Sports on YouTube. Please subscribe. 2nd and 10. The turn, the handoff to Duty. Duty, the freshman running back, left side. Not much there. Burying him down low, Cam Stewart. Boy, Lawrence's defensive line, the Cams, they are tough nuts to crack. Look at those guys, 66 and 68. Are those the epitome of high school linemen in Maine or what?
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing is, too, you can play a little bit undersized on the end, which is what Lawrence does because you trust your run stuffers in the middle.
And, boy, do they do that. Those 2 Cams are awesome. Going in motion, that is Kristen. Goes to the right side of the formation. Nagy to throw. Has time, slings it over the middle, and look at that! Deflects off the hands of Littlefield and right into the hands of Owen Chadwick. Littlefield should have had a pick. Instead, it's a completed pass for Gardner.
Again, Littlefield right there is absolutely unequivocally right there and goes right through his hands.
That could have been the 4th interception of the day for Lawrence's defense. Instead, it sets up a 1st and 10 from the 13. Dingwell in motion. Nagy, guess what? He's going to throw it. Lobs it, end zone, up for grabs, and that one's intercepted by Cole Kirian. They got that one. Kirian with a pick in the end zone. It's a touchback. It's the 4th interception of the game thrown by Asher Nagy, and Lawrence is going to have it 1st and 10 at their own 20.
You can only play with fire so many times. He has left, Nagy has left too many balls up that high, and Kirian able to camp underneath that one.
So Cole Kirian joins the cavalry when it comes to interceptions. It is 1st and 10 Lawrence at the 20-yard line. They lead it 35-7. Michael Hamlin, who's played an outstanding game, both throwing and running today and defensively. He's got a pick. He's going to run this time, and he's grabbed, though, from behind. Good tackle there by Logan Crowley to wrap him up. I thought Hamlin had some room to work with, but that closed down fast.
And Gardner's done a nice job of that. I think Lawrence up front has done a nice job of opening some holes, but Gardner's done a nice job of quickly recovering and limiting the damage that are done on them.
6:45 to play in the third, 35-7. Bulldogs in the lead, looking to advance to the Class B North Finals, which they would host here at Pete Cooper Stadium, Keyes Field and Fairfield next Saturday.
Yeah, and in a rematch with two teams that want some get back, no matter who wins Coney Meso.
Yep, because Lawrence spanked them both. 2nd and 11 from the gun, handoff Carter. Carter's got some room, mows right over his own man. That was one of the Cams there. I think it was Cam Stewart. And look at Carter. Looked like he was at a rodeo being chased by a rodeo clown there.
That Carter, like you said, 68, pushes him down, and then proceeds to take 15 seconds to get tackled there. Finally, ultimately be hammered, slammed down there by number 25.
So finally, Evan Mishu able to finish him off, but Carter with a fine run there. What did he get, 8 or 9 on that play?
I believe, 8 from the 29, or excuse me, from the 19 to the 27.
Okay, so that adds up to 8. So it's 3rd and makeable here, 3rd and 3 from the 27 for Lawrence. 5.5 to go in the third. They lead 35-7. Littlefield in motion. High snap, but it's handled. The handoff to Carter, no first down. That one, Kristen with a big defensive play along with Kyle Duty. And Lawrence are going to punt. This will be the first punt of this game.
Yeah, it's also the first time Lawrence had faced third down.
So Michael Hamlin will punt. Elliott will return. Also back to return the punt here is Eben Whalen, number 18. Elliott, number 4, for those of you watching our live stream. And Hamlin will get rid of it around his own 15. Snap right on the money. Low kick, returnable. Elliott at the 48 midfield, cuts to the right, 45, and the end of that right there. Special teams tackle by Davin Baldick. But Davin, I guess, is the pronunciation. So Davin with the stop. Gardner's got excellent field position here. 1st and 10 from the Lawrence 44.
Their defense has, I think, responded nicely, midway through the second quarter. The problem has been the offense hasn't been able to close out. They've had chances. They've had possessions, and if they're able to do something with some of these possessions, they're in the game. But 4 interceptions is 4 interceptions.
1st and 10 from the 44. Nagy has quadruplet receivers to the right. Quads. Now coming in motion is Mishu. Play fake to him. Tipped. But of course it's caught. Of course the ball is tipped, and of course it's caught by Owen Chadwick. And Chadwick, on a ball that after it was tipped was up in the air for a while, ends up getting a short gain. Will give him about 3 to the 41. So it'll be 2nd and 7. So many tipped passes today.
It's like the interception wasn't tipped, but I believe that's 3 of the last 4 passes from Gardner were tipped.
And Asher Nagy definitely has a 3-quarter to sidearm delivery of his passes, which makes it easier to tip. Nagy in the gun. Play fake. Out in the flat. Almost a lateral, and it's caught there by Mishu, and he would have been better off to drop it. It would not have been a backwards pass, but he caught it, and a loss of yardage.
Yeah, I don't think he thought he was getting it. Either that or they were throwing a trick play. But based on his reaction, I don't think he thought he was getting that ball.
So Gardner, after taking over at the Lawrence 44, going backwards. It's now at the 47, and it's 3rd and long, 3rd and 13. Gardner is in 2-down territory most of the time now, down 35-7. Quickly, we have a untied cleat of Evan Mishu. That's all set. He's going to slot left. 2 and 2. Whalen, the running back. Back to throw. Flips it over the middle. That's up for grabs. Caught by Proctor. Picked. Lucas Proctor with the pick. 45 midfield. Big galloping strides. And Proctor is out of bounds at the 44. Interception number 5.
Again, the ball has sailed on Nagy all game, and there again just goes over. I'm not sure who he was throwing that to. There was nobody in the area.
Nope.
And again,
Lucas Proctor with the 5th interception of the game. And Lawrence in the process of shellacking the Gardner Tigers here. Michael Hamlin brings him out. The running back is Martin. The fullback, that is Martin. Wing right is Wilson. Going in motion, the other wing is Carter. Handoff inside, though, on the quick hitter to Martin. Martin avoids a tackle. And Gage Martin still going. Finally gets drilled to the ground and spotted down at the 19-yard line. So a 20-yard run by Martin. And Elijah Manning with the tackle. 1st and 10. The Lawrence Bulldogs exerting their will. Carter in motion. Handoff again. Martin breaks a tackle from Kristen. He's down to the 10, maybe the 9. It may be goal to go. And right now, Gage Martin is a machine.
He is a moving tree stump. The moving bowling ball. I mean, good luck. Also, I don't know if you paid attention, Mike. He was on the close side here when he had those 2 pass catches. His biceps are massive.
He's pretty ripped.
Pretty pedestrian rushing game, by the way, for Lawrence State. Defense has been superb, so it hasn't mattered as much, but kind of surprising from what we've seen this season.
2nd and 1 from the 9. Hamlin's going to throw it. Has Proctor wide open. Check that, not Proctor. He's got Brandon Watson wide open for an easy as you please. Touchdown, Lawrence. A 10-yarder. Michael Hamlin, a 10-yard pass to a wide open Brandon Watson.
And now Lawrence really applying the pressure, obviously already with the big lead, but an extra point away from getting running clocks so they can close this one out.
Short field again, 39 yards after the Proctor pick. Snap good, ball down, and Craig drills it through. And with 1:49 left in the 3rd quarter, the Lawrence Bulldogs have pulled away, and they lead it by a score of 42-7.
You already knew, again, this Lawrence offense, except for one game, has scored at least 27, and I think actually even the game they scored 27, it's like 33 in pretty much every game they've played. And so you knew they were going to score points. They put 32 on Levitt, obviously in a big loss, but they put 32 on Levitt, which I think is the most Levitt's given up. But then you give them 5 interceptions, and, I mean, you're just asking to get blown out. Because the one thing Lawrence, I think, all season really hasn't done is beat itself.
Not lately, that's for sure.
And we'll have to see if we can dig up the Brewer stats, but by my count, Mike, 5 interceptions today, 3 and a fumble, I think, for Doucette against Meso, which was the last game we had. So Brewer was in between that, but that's 9 total turnovers for the Bulldogs defense in the last 2 games we've had.
Craig with a squibber. It is Burgess picking it up at the 18, 20, 25, and Burgess does a nice job to wiggle his way over the 35-yard line. And they'll spot him down at about the 37, so that's where Gardner will go to work. 1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line. A lot of work to do. Got to stop turning it over.
Shouldn't the clock be running?
It will.
Or is it after
now.
this play and then it'll... Oh, okay.
No, he just started it. Nolan just started it now. 1st and 10, Nagy. Nope, they're not going to start it.
No, he's signaling and they just didn't start it. Now
okay,
they are.
There we go. Nagy from the gun.
That's not Nagy.
See, it's not Nagy. You're absolutely right. It's Xavier Smith in at quarterback. So Smith is now the quarterback. He is a junior. We have no idea why they made the change. Perhaps it's because of the interceptions.
I'm surprised. I guess Burgess hasn't practiced. But are you surprised Burgess doesn't get a little run here at QB?
Yeah, I think given that he has been the starting quarterback for a large part of the year. But Nagy, who looked so good against Skowhegan today, it's been a festival of interceptions. And Smith throws it, and that was almost picked off by Roy. That had interception written all over it. It's incomplete intended there for Evan Mishu.
Yeah, that one, unlike Nagy's, a lot of his balls have just sailed on him today. That one was slow out and then kind of just faded, and luckily, I think the fade actually saved him because it ended up hitting the deck. If that stays up, it's gone.
Because it ended up going downward.
Yeah, if that stays up at the level where it needs to be at that speed, Lawrence not only has pick number 6, it's a house call. Davidson
wide to the left. Xavier Smith in at quarterback now. No, it's a different quarterback. This is Evan Whalen, and he completes the pass to Kristen. So Whalen completes the pass. Evan Whalen is a freshman in at quarterback now for the Gardner Tigers. And that's the end of the third quarter. Lawrence in the driver's seat, headed for the Class B North Championship game. The score after 3 from P. Cooper Stadium at Keyes Field in Fairfield. The Lawrence Bulldogs 42 and the Gardner Tigers 7. We are back after this on Sports Radio 1160 WSKW. The Score.
At PJ Diggs, they know septic systems. Maybe your existing system is failing or it's a new house lot. You need new installation. Call PJ Diggs. They can bring their site evaluator to design the right septic system. Headed to camp? Ditch the outhouse for a newly installed system. How about a septic system for your campsite? Imagine your own private campground. Already have a septic design? PJ Diggs can install it for you. Call 431-4299. That's 431-4299. At PJ Diggs, they know septic systems. 131 Hinkley Road, Canaan.
Over 30 years ago, Paul and Jonna Bowen set out on a mission to help aging Mainers stay in their own homes. Assistance Plus grew from their passion, dedication, and integrity, where clients come first. To today.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight, along with our videographer Sean Packard back here, P. Cooper Stadium, Keyes Field in Fairfield. Freshman quarterback Evan Whalen on the carry here. Going to the right side, picking up about 4. So Patrick Munzing has pulled Asher Nagy, and Whalen, the freshman, getting a look here in a playoff game.
Obviously, someone long-term they expect to have some plans for. I think in a game that just hadn't gone your way today, a chance to get him some meaningful snaps.
I like it. I think it's a good idea to get Whalen out there. He may be your guy next year for this Gardner Tigers offense. Asher Nagy just struggling with his throws, picked 5 times. Whalen back to throw, loads it up, then gets sacked.
Had him.
Eventually hauled down by one of the Cams. That was Cam Stewart.
He had, I think you'll see on the backside here, I think that's Christian on the backside. You'll see he's going to be wide open, but he did not pull the trigger. Wide open.
Yep, Stewart with the sack. A little hesitancy there by the kid quarterback. Davin Baldick is in on the defensive line for Lawrence as well, number 60. He's in for Cam Dostie. You want to save Dostie. That left shoulder's been bothering him all year. No need to have him in there now. 3rd down and 11 for Whalen. Freshman back to throw, flips it left side, and that was up for grabs. Caught by Owen Chadwick. Boy,
it was.
That's a throw you need to make with a little more conviction. So it'll be 4th and 7, not nearly enough for the first down. 4th and 7 at the 42 of Lawrence. Evan Whalen, a freshman in at quarterback for Patrick Munzing and Gardner. After Asher Nagy threw 5 picks, 2 to the right, 2 to the left for Whalen. Chadwick is his running back to his right. Whalen, straight back to throw. Loads it up. That's a flopper. And it ends up incomplete down the left sidelines. Brady Davidson, the intended receiver, covered like a glove by Cole Kirian.
That one just hung up there, and then Kirian doing a nice job of boxing out there to make sure he's in position and not let that one get caught. Tell you this for Whalen, being a sophomore quarterback in Central Maine, my first year getting to do this full-time for the high school season, pretty good note crowning because we've had a lot of good sophomore quarterbacks this season. We'll see 2 very good sophomore quarterbacks on Monday.
Yeah, maybe the 2 best sophomore quarterbacks in Maine, Parker Morin and Tatum Doucette, coming up Monday Night Football on the Score. Should be a wing dinger between Coney and Lawrence. Coney and Mesalonsky. Game time 6 o'clock on Monday night here on The Score. All right, handoff.
That's Burnham, isn't it?
That's our boy. That's Jaden Burnham, the senior who is a burner. So Burnham, who we've seen break a couple this year, is like, fourth on the depth chart here in Fairfield? He'd probably start for everybody else. He's got blazing speed.
Well, yeah, because you have Carter and Wilson, and then Martin and Santone, though. We haven't seen
Maddox
Santone
must be
today.
hurt. He must be
he
hurt.
has to be. And then
I don't know if I see him in uniform. I don't see number 20 in uniform. I've just scanned the sidelines once, so I'm guessing that Maddox is hurt.
He must be dinged up.
Because he would be playing.
Yeah.
All right, second down and about 9. Burnham playing tailback here. They give it to Preston Roy. Roy, 45, cuts nicely at midfield. Nice open field tackle by Elliott, but that's a nice run there by Preston Roy.
I was say Roy hadn't carried the ball yet today, but they're his first, and that goes for 10.
Lawrence has got some great running backs, man. I mean, they've got like 6 guys that would all be starting for someone else.
Yeah, and it's the nice thing because you're able to keep them healthy, and also when you play your best players 2 ways, like Roy plays safety, Martin plays rush end, Wilson and Colton Carter play linebacker. You can keep them fresh because they can trade out running the ball.
All right, 1st and 10. Hamlin milking the clock here. Now wants Craig to shift. Well, Michael knows the offense when he recognizes that. Quick hitter up the guts. That might be Maddox Santone. It is. There's a boy. We've been waiting for a Maddox Santone appearance, and that's why I didn't see him on the sideline because he was in the huddle.
Couldn't find him. But
sorry, Maddox.
Rips off 7. Well, just like surprising because Martin obviously has a little bit more big play potential, but Santone's normally out there as well. But in back-to-back carries, Burnham, Roy, and Santone all got their first carry.
Right. Santone in the fullback position behind Michael Hamlin, who is under center. And Hamlin, again, waiting for the 10-second signal from the back judge. Burnham in motion. Hand off to Maddox. Nice cut inside, and Maddox drags a couple of tacklers to the 35.
And here's the thing, too. Think about this, Mike, because obviously Wilson, Carter, and I guess Martin are probably done for the day. But you replace them with Santone, size, Roy, and Burnham, speed.
Yeah, I mean,
there's no break.
They're all good. They're all superb runners. This is just something that you just don't see this many quality backs on one team. Hamlin brings them out. 1st and 10 from the 35. We're in running time here. It's a 42-7 lead for Lawrence. Hamlin sends Burnham in motion. Inside handoff to Roy. Preston veers left side and gets to the 30-yard line, tackled on the play by Elijah Manning. And that is a gain of about 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Clock running. 5:50 left in this one. Lawrence is going to the Class B North Championship game.
And is it Friday or Saturday? Saturday.
It's a Saturday game here in Fairfield, here at the higher seed.
Yeah, they are the 1 seed, so they will host a week from today. And again, a game against now, depending on, doesn't matter who wins Monday, it's a team that Lawrence handled both of them.
Yep, absolutely. All right, new quarterback Cole Kurian comes in now for Hamlin. Cole, the junior, hands to Roy. Roy wrapped up, gets away from that wrap up, and ends up springing ahead to the 35-yard line. It was Jason Deering, the lineman, number 77, who thought he had him, but he thought wrong. And Roy able to get out of it.
The only thing that stopped that from being a touchdown is the fact that Roy ran into his own teammate.
You're not supposed to do that.
No, and so, I mean, he had an opportunity there, I think, to bust that one, but then because his team had done a nice job blocking, I think a little bit quicker than his blockers were ready for.
3rd and 2 from the 26-yard line. Kurian again under center. Will milk the clock here. And I mean milk it all the way down. Kurian hands to Roy. Preston off the left end. Getting to the 25-yard line. Tackle made by Eli Kruk. So it'll be 4th down here. 4th down and about a foot. Cam Stewart coming off getting hugs from coaches and his teammates. The Cams inside defensively, incredible, and plowing holes offensively.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Again, Lawrence, there's no question about their physicality. It starts on both lines.
4th and 1 from the 25-yard line. We're down to 3:50 remaining. Cole Kirian sending Roy in motion. Santone with the give. Breaks a tackle enough. He should have the first.
Yeah, like you said, he needed, half a length of the football, and I think he got at least a full yard.
Give Maddox Santone the first down. Lawrence keeps things moving here. We're down to 3.5 left. So again, Monday night, Coney and Messalonsky from Veterans Field in Oakland. 6 o'clock game time. We'll be on the air probably 5:40-ish, 5:45 with our pregame show. Expect to have both coaches on the pregame show talking about this game. We'll talk to Blair Doucette and B.L. Lippert. Practicing today on a Saturday. That usually doesn't happen much.
After someone acted a fool at Coney, of course, that's what delayed the whole thing.
Right. We had the lockdown at Coney on Friday. Quick give to Santone. Maddox bruising down to about the 19-yard line. Give him 5 more. Yeah, so what happened was there was a lockdown at Coney High School. And so the Rams were not able to practice on Thursday. Just a mess. Of course, fortunately, ended up being nothing.
Yeah, I mean, that's ultimately, yes.
Lockdown, no practice. So when you played Tuesday, didn't get much chance to practice. So I think a smart move to move the game to Monday night, give them a chance to practice today, and get set for, having their hands full Monday with the Messalonsky Eagles.
No.
2nd down and about 5 at the 20. Kirian turning, handing left side, Preston Roy. Preston can't get outside. Wrapped up. Good tackle by Logan Crowley as we hit the 2-minute mark.
Lawrence just continuing again this stretch of dominance that they had. Again, as I said in the pregame, they in 3-game winning streak. They beat Skowhegan, Meso, and Brewer. They've outscored them 137-20. If this score holds, it's now 179-27 in 4 games. And 79 points may be a good over-under for Monday while I say that number out loud.
Could be. 1.5 left in this one. 3rd down and 6. Lawrence from the 20. Hand off Maddox Santone trying to bulldog his way, and he can't. He got hogtied there from behind by Elijah Farias.
It was a nice job by Farias to maintain his leverage because Santone, a big boy, but if you can get him off his feet, obviously there's a lot less power there to tug you along.
Yeah, he had him wrapped up by the hips there trying to pick him up and put him down not so gently.
So I think, the 4th and 5 here. I think Lawrence is going to have to run one more play.
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to take a penalty here or not. Kirian over talking to Ken Lindloff. John Hersom right behind them both, almost like he's eavesdropping on it. And I think they're going to take a penalty because the back judge is counting down the 10 seconds, so they're going to take a penalty. So that'll stop the clock with 35.4 seconds left, and unless Lawrence gets a first down, Gardner will get the ball back for at least a play to finish this thing off, the penalty marked off. So that backs Lawrence up to the 24, and they'll have a 4th down play from there. It's basically 4th and 10.
Yeah.
But they start the clock as soon as they set the ball, so I don't think they need to run a play.
No, I think
they don't.
Yep.
Game over, and an impressive performance by the Lawrence Bulldogs here this afternoon at P. Cooper Stadium at Keyes Field in Fairfield. They come out, score 14 points in the first 4 minutes, and run away and hide from the Gardner Tigers. Our final score this afternoon, the Lawrence Bulldogs 42 and the Gardner Tigers 7. The post-game show is next on the place for local sports, Sports Radio 1160 WSKW. The Score.
At PJ Diggs, they know septic systems. Maybe your existing system is failing or it's a new house lot. You need new installation. Call PJ Diggs. They can bring their site evaluator to design the right septic system. Headed to camp? Ditch the outhouse for a newly installed system. How about a septic system for your campsite? Imagine your own private campground. Already have a septic design? PJ Diggs can install it for you. Call 431-4299. That's 431-4299. At PJ Diggs, they know septic systems. 131 Hinkley Road, Canaan.
Over 30 years ago, Paul and Jonna Bowen set out on a mission to help aging Mainers stay in their own homes. Assistance Plus grew from their passion, dedication, and integrity, where clients come first. Today, Assistance Plus serves not only the elderly, but clients with developmental and behavioral health challenges. Assistance Plus, here for you today and through all points of your life.
Casella Waste. You see their trucks everywhere all the time. That's because they're out taking care of customers like you. Roll-off dumpsters, they've got them 15 to 50 yards. And they're in your neighborhood picking up the trash so you don't have to worry about it. Weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly from 2 to 10 yards. Casella Waste will also deliver portable toilets when and where you need them. And they offer septic services. Call to learn more about Casella Waste. 872-8257. 872-8257 for Casella Waste.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight, and our videographer Sean Packard capturing the celebration of the Lawrence Bulldogs down in the left end zone as they deserve to celebrate after a 42-7 destruction of the Gardner Tigers. And this one started early and often for Lawrence. They were on the board right out of the gate in the first quarter. The Gardner Tigers won the coin toss, elected to defer. They kicked off to Lawrence, and Lawrence went 57 yards for a touchdown. A 35-yard run by Gage Martin, as we see the Bulldogs celebrating there. But Martin with a 35-yard touchdown run. 7-0 Lawrence. And then at the 3:41 mark, a pick six by Colby Netto picked off a pass of Asher Nagy. That was thrown left side, went down the sidelines for the score. And Craig with the extra point, 14-0 there, just 3 minutes and 41 seconds into the first quarter. So a smack in the mouth, really two smacks in the mouth by the Lawrence Bulldogs, and that put Gardner on their heels for the rest of the game. Lawrence, though, second quarter, just continued to have their foot on the accelerator, a 93-yard drive. After Gardner had driven the ball down the field and had the ball for nearly 10 minutes. The drive got down to the 1 yard line. They had a first and goal at the 1 and a chance to score after converting on 3rd and 23.
Yep.
They have a first and goal at the 1. They go in the opposite direction. They end up turning it over on downs, and after having the ball for more than 9 minutes, Lawrence takes over at the 7, goes right down the field for the score. 93-yard drive, a 3-yard run by Carter. It's 21-0. Then a 49-yard drive capped off on a 9-yard touchdown pass from Michael Hamlin to Proctor. It's 28-0 at that point. The only Gardner score coming with 1:33 left in the first half, capping off a 64-yard drive, 52 of it gobbled up on a pass from Nagy to Dingwell. Nagy with the extra point. Maybe some hope there for the Gardner Tigers to cut it to 28-7, getting the kickoff to start the second half. Well, that hope didn't last very long because there was an interception there by Gavin Luntz that he returned it to the 6-yard line. And obviously Lawrence able to take it in there on a 3-yard run by Gavin Wilson for the score. Craig with the extra point, 34-7. And then another pick six, not pick six, but a pick by Lucas Proctor, returned to the 49-yard line.
Oh, this was the Curian one. Did I skip one? No,
You
Proctor's the next one, I thought.
You didn't skip one. So Proctor's coming up here. Here's the pick by Proctor.
And,
and we don't even know who the ball was being thrown to.
No, as you'll see here, there's nobody there, and I'm not sure. Nagy's arm didn't get hit, but there's just nobody there.
Nobody there except number 88, and Proctor returned it to the 39. Hamlin hits Watson on a 10-yard touchdown pass, and it was 42-7 after 3, and that's the way it ended. We had a scoreless running time in the fourth period as the teams moved the ball up and down here and there, but nobody able to score, and a day where Lawrence, AJ, just took care of business. Nobody got hurt, and you won the game, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, and again, I want to clarify for myself because I know the Fairfield faithful will get all over me, but I thought early in the season in some games, I thought Coney had an opportunity. Obviously against Leavitt's the best team in the state, but against Leavitt, the secondary was very gettable. And I think in the second half of the season, post-Leavitt, this Lawrence team, I think, has found some things, maybe made some tweaks defensively because, again, we didn't have the Brewer game. But in the Messalonsky game, which, of course, decided the class who's going to host next week, is Lawrence takes care of business, so they will host no matter what. They just made Doucette look like a sophomore. He had 3 interceptions. He lost the fumble today against Gardner. They have 5 interceptions. And this defense, I think, has found a new level. And when you combine that with an offense that, of course, plays ball control, scores points with the way they run, can constantly just come at you and wear you down, it's a dangerous combination because you know that Lawrence, even with this massive rushing attack, they average some 30-plus points a game, even mostly rushing the ball. Now, all of a sudden, you got to watch out because they got a ball-hawking secondary.
Yeah, I mean, some of it is on Asher Nagy. I'm going to give Lawrence a secondary credit, but Nagy threw some balls today that were very pickable, shall we say?
Well, let's not forget they had, I think, 3 with that Curian interception, the one in the end zone, number 9 for Lawrence. That was pancaked around 2 balls that were tipped, including the one that went through Littlefield's hands that Gardner caught. And then on the next drive, after Lawrence took that interception down to the end zone, the first play that Gardner throws again is a tipped ball that shoots up into the air and is caught again. So, I mean, not only do you get the 5 picks, you had 3 other, or I think more than that, but 4 other tipped balls.
So Lawrence will sit back and wait to see who they're going to play on Monday night when the Coney Rams take on the Messalonsky Eagles in Oakland. Game time is 6 o'clock. We'll have coverage, video and audio on all of our platforms, centralmainsports.com, 1160thescore.com, and our YouTube channel. Go to YouTube and find us, Central Maine Sports. Please go and subscribe. There you can see all of our game replays there as well as by going to the vault at centralmainsports.com. I would suspect many Lawrence players will be out there in person on Monday night to take this game in, and then that sets up the regional championship game that's going to be right here coming up on Saturday, November 11th at 1 o'clock. And the Lawrence Bulldogs, as the number 1 seed, have earned the right to host that game. So one more playoff game in Class B North in the semifinals. That is Monday night. Messalonsky taking on the Coney Rams. There is a final in from the Class A Field Hockey Championship game, and the Chevrolet Stags have avenged their loss from last year. They have beaten the Skowhegan Riverhawks by a score of 2-1. So the Stags are the Class A champs this year in high school field hockey.
I thought the Stags were in a really good position. The Skowhegan team, I think a little bit of retooling with all the talent. Not even retooling, but they lost a fair amount of talent. They got a lot of seniors this year too, so going to be kind of a reconfiguring of the team next year. But the trifecta, if you're Skowhegan, I think it's smart money. You'd say to Chevrolet on the way out of there after you get your second place plaques and all that, and then Chevrolet comes up. We'll see here next year.
So in Class B in field hockey, Freeport beat Coney 2-0. Chevrolet over Skowhegan 2-1. So it's up to Dexter to save face for the North as they take on Winthrop. That game just getting started at Don Rue Field in Lewiston. So a great performance by the Lawrence Bulldogs. They continue to be on a certified roll as they have just rolled through the second half of the regular season in dominant form. No question about that, as after losing to the Leavitt Hornets, they ripped off 3 wins of 47-14, 41-6, and 49-0, and 42-7 here today. Play your best football at the right time of the season, and they are.
And one of those obviously was the Meso one. I think it was what was the score for Meso?
Messalonsky's score was 41-6.
41-6, and they beat Coney, I believe, 40-7 before that Leavitt game. And that's who they're. So again, no matter who wins Monday, they're going to be looking for some get back when they come to Fairfield next Saturday.
And it's going to be fun. We are going to see a lot of points take the over on Monday. So that's going to put a wrap on it for us, for Sean Packard, our videographer, and for AJ Knight. I'm Mike Violet saying goodbye, so long from P. Cooper Stadium at Kais Field Field and Fairfield. Final score here this afternoon in the Class B North semifinals. The Lawrence Bulldogs 42 and the Gardner Tigers 7. Have a great sports weekend.
This high school sports presentation on the place for local sports, The Score, has been brought to you by Central Maine Community College, Central Maine Motors, Hammond Lumber Company, Midstate Machine, Whittemore & Sons, Somerset Stone and Stove, 201 Tire Battery and Service, PJ Diggs, Renewal by Anderson, Assistance Plus, Joseph's Market, the Harry J. Smith Company, Computer Improvements, Casella Waste, and by Dixon's Country Market. For all your local sports action, keep it right here on the place for local sports.